game against Sidney Crosby and the Penguins that he's not able to return, because this is a guy that he has watched as a kid. He tries to, I don't want to say model his game after, because it's really hard to model your game after Sidney Crosby, but emulate. We heard Jeff Blashill talking about how he sat down with Connor in the summer and they watched Sidney Crosby shifts together. And so this is unfortunate that Connor won't be out here to face that matchup again. But
they do play in Pittsburgh, I believe, is it later in January? Yes. So he should be back for that one. That's the biggest thing, and we've kind of touched on this before. Everyone says, oh yeah, Connor Bedard worked on his skating and he's faster, and he is. And Connor Bedard looks like he's stronger and heavier, and he is. But I think the biggest thing is his will on the ice. He is just tenacious all over the ice. He's got the skill, but now he's got the will, and he just will not be denied, whether it's a puck battle, whether it's a foot race for a puck. And that's the thing that separates, great players from superstars. And that's why Connor Bedard will be, at some point in the same breath as a Sidney Crosby.
Yeah. And I think that tenacity, what you were mentioning, I think is what Connor Bedard has picked up from guys like Sidney Crosby. When that competitive fire just burns in you, then you want to do all those little things that help you win hockey games. And when you watch Sid, he quote unquote doesn't cheat for offense. Like he plays, I know he doesn't play on the penalty kill per se, but he is as good of a two-way center as we've seen in the NHL in a long time.
And here's another example for Connor Bedard. Some people question that he decided not to go and play for Team Canada at the World Championships last year. And he said, hey, I want to get better. I want to get stronger, and I can only do that if I get serious about it and devote my time to something that's going to improve me. So, he's got the right attitude, and all winners do, and hopefully we get him back sooner than later, because the team, we all know, has struggled without him. But boy, the last game was just a breath of fresh air, and I think it gave a lot of confidence to especially the young guys on this team.
All right, Hawks are going for their second win in a row against the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's going to do it for the FanDuel Sportsbook Chicago Blackhawks pregame show. John Weideman and Steve Conrad have the call coming up next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
WGN Chicago is your radio home for the Hawks, the Cats, March Madness, and the Indy 500. On air and on smart devices worldwide.
What do the Blackhawks and United Airlines have in common? The next generation has arrived, and the future looks bright. New planes are joining the United Airlines fleet every week, decked out with Bluetooth connectivity, screens and power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to fit everyone's carry-on. Book your next trip on the United app or United.com today. United Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Chicago Blackhawks. The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. I played in an era that was tough, gritty, old school. But I got major respect for the next generation of hockey. The speed, the skill, the precision. That's what I see in Flight by Yuengling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, clean, crisp, real beer flavor without the heaviness. This is the light beer that keeps up with the modern game. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Join the fun at the family-friendly Great American Dog and Cat Show's Winterfest, Friday, January 2nd through Sunday, January 4th at the Tinley Park Convention Center. The show will be chock full of premier dogs from 200 American Kennel Club recognized breeds and the best cats from the International Cat Association. Dogs and cats will compete for top prizes throughout the weekend. See pet demonstrations, vendors, exhibitors, groomers, trainers, and much more. Don't miss the Puppy Show with hundreds of puppies and the Grooming Show with the most talented groomers customers from around the world, a fabulous kids zone, and ask the experts your most pressing pet questions. Shop for all the best in pet care too. Treats, collars, personalized gifts, and much more. It's the Great American Dog and Cat Show, Friday, January 2nd through the 4th at the Tinley Park Convention Center with free parking. Tickets are $25 for general admission, $15 for children 12 and under. Use code WGN20 for 20% off tickets. Visit GreatAmericanDogShow.com to learn more.
Are you Chicago's next St. Patrick's Day Queen? Hi, I'm Kara Walsh, the 2025 Parade Queen. The Chicago St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee officially launched this search for the next young lady who will be crowned queen of the 2026 St. Patrick's Day Parade. Applications are now available for the 2026 Queen Contest, open to women of Irish ancestry ages 18 to 29. Visit ChicagoSt.Patrick'sDayParade.org. Deadline for applications is January 5th, so enter today. Visit ChicagoSt.Patrick'sDayParade.org.
Before and after every Bears game, tune into Happen OB right here on 720 WGN.
It's go time.
Sponsored by your local Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado, official truck partner of the Chicago Bears.
100 years.
This is just fantastic.
One city.
Chicago!
One team.
Go Blackhawks!
The kids.
Nazar on a breakaway down the slide. Shoots, he scores! Connor with a shot, he scores! Fire, he scores!
They can play.
Yes, they can.
An original Six tradition that rattles the rafters with Chicago pride.
Where you from? Chicago. Chicago? Chicago, Chicago?
From the anthem to the final horn. It's time for Chicago Blackhawks hockey. With the call of the game, here's John Whiteman and Steve Conroy.
The Chicago Blackhawks go for something they haven't done in a while. Earn wins in back-to-back nights as they host Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins here at the United Center. A spirited shootout victory in Dallas last night put the Hawks in position to get back into the hunt for a playoff spot tonight. And though the Pens have been here waiting for the Hawks to get home, the momentum from last night's win can't be denied on the part of the Hawks. So game on for the Hawks here tonight against Pittsburgh. Hi again, everyone. John Weideman along with Steve Conroy and Charlie Roneliotis. We're back home. We're back at the United Center where tonight the Blackhawks will take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. And ordinarily, Steve, this is a game where you talk about Sidney Crosby and Yevgeny Malkin, but Malkin won't be available, unfortunately, for the fans anyway, but maybe that's good news for the Hawks. However, on the Blackhawks side, they welcome back their captain, Nick Foligno, and that's a huge addition to the lineup for my money.
Well, he is, and I listened to the interview with Charlie and Jeff Blashill, and he said that he just creates, momentum out there, and he doesn't have to be scoring goals. He can just be a presence, whether it's on the ice with hits, with his forechecks, or whether it's on the bench. And it's almost like having another coach out there, except you've got a coach that's actually playing. And he's got plenty of NHL experience. Obviously, he's been around the block a number of times, but he's going to bring a lot of wisdom to the bench and to this team. And, not only on the ice, but in the dressing room, too, because a lot goes on between periods, and that's where you need a calming influence. I think that's where Nick Foligno really shines.
How badly did the Blackhawks miss Nick Foligno? Well, I'll put it on any of you listeners out there. With Nick Foligno in the lineup, the Blackhawks were 9-5-4, and at the time he left the lineup with his injury, the Blackhawks were in a playoff spot. With Nick Foligno gone, they were 5-12-2. You do the math. I think he has a huge effect on this team. Not so much in points, but in his influence. And I know that you mentioned that, talking about what Charlie had the conversation with Jeff Blashill on, but we really see it, I think, when he's on the Blackhawks bench.
Yeah, it's a presence. And I think the other team realizes he's on the ice, too, and he's on the bench. And, they're not going to take as many liberties, because he's not afraid to mix it up if he has to. So he's not that kind of a player anymore. But, he keeps guys honest, and that's what you need, especially with a young team. And Chicago Blackhawks, one of the youngest teams in the entire NHL.
All right, Steve, I want to throw a matchup at you that I know you're going to want to talk about. It's the Blackhawks penalty kill against the Penguins power play. The Penguins come in third overall on the power play. Last night, the Blackhawks penalty killers did an exceptional job against the Dallas Stars, the top power play in the NHL. They're going to get a horse of a different color here tonight in the Penguins. I think it'll be a great challenge.
It will be, and currently ranked fourth in the entire NHL in killing penalties, the Chicago Blackhawks. And you mentioned third, not only overall Pittsburgh is on the power play, but also third on the road. So they know how to get it done, even away from Pittsburgh. For the Blackhawks, though, I think it's all about their tenacity. It's all about their aggressiveness, and that's exactly what they showed Dallas, the number 2 power play last night. And I'm sure they're going to do the same here tonight. And, of course, when you talk about penalty killers, your goaltender's got to be your best killer. Last night it was Arvid Soderblom. Hopefully tonight it's Spencer Knight.
Real quick, big picture thinking. This is a chance for the Blackhawks to get the momentum going the right way. I mean, last night was a huge victory. If they can keep this going, they're not that far out of the last playoff spot. So I think they need to take this game as a possible springboard, but they got to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and for young teams, sometimes winning begets winning. And, you got a short memory, and obviously he's feeling pretty good about going into Dallas and winning a very big game there. So you play with confidence, you play a little faster, you play a little bigger, and I think that's going to rub off on all these young guys.
All right, who's going to deliver? Sponsored by Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Air Conditioning. Electric heat pumps for a better environment inside and out. Visit getacomfyhome.com. Tyler Bertuzzi's my guy. He had a pair last night in Dallas, and it seems like when he gets hot, he continues that trend. I'm going to touch wood as I say it, so that's my guy. Keys for tonight's game. Sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Steve's got your keys.
Well, first off for the Blackhawks, another strong start. And last night they had a great start in Dallas. They set the tone early with hits, with shots on net. Chicago, too, they're 1-11-3 when the opponent scores first. So it's really important that they get the first goal. Secondly, killers, do your thing. And Chicago, we just talked about it. They were up against the number 2 power play last night in Dallas, and they shut them down. And that was a big reason why they won the hockey game. Tonight, they're going to have to deal with Sidney Crosby, Brian Rust, and a host of others. And then finally, pedal to the metal in the third. Pittsburgh given up more multi-goal leads in the NHL in the third period than any team in the entire NHL. In fact, they have 6 losses in 16 games played when they lead after 40 minutes. So never give up on this team.
I love that, Steve. Finally, who are you banking on? Sponsored by Marquette Bank. Love where you bank. Celebrating 80 years of neighborhood banking.
I'm going with Andrei Burakovsky. Had a couple of nice looks last night. I think tonight he scores.
All right, thank you for that. Tonight's presentation of our national anthem is sponsored by PJF Plumbing and Heating, a proud partner of Plumbers 911. And for the anthem, we send it down to ice level to the best in the business. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jim Cornelison. Hawks fans, please enjoy our anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets they glare, the fox bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Boy, no matter where we go, I love coming home to hear that. Jim Cornelison with our Star-Spangled Banner. All right, let's get to the starting lineups. In goal for Pittsburgh, Arturs Šilovs. He's from Riga, Latvia. 2-0-0 in his career against the Blackhawks. At defense for Pittsburgh, Parker Wotherspoon and Eric Carlson. Up front from left to right, Connor Dewar starts at left wing. Centering the Pens opening line, Blake Bazat. Starting at the right wing, Noel Achari. For the Blackhawks, it's Spencer Knight in goal. He's 2-1-0 against the Pens in his career. And at defense are going to be Matt Grzelcyk and Connor Murphy. Up front from left to right, the captain returns to the lineup. Welcome back, Nick Foligno. Centering the Hawks opening line, Colton Dock. Starting at the right wing, former Pittsburgh Penguin draft pick, now current Blackhawk, Sam Lafferty. Referees this evening are Corey Severett and Jake Brink. The linesmen are Shander Alfonso and Brandon Grillo. First of 2 meetings between these two teams set to begin. The next one, January the 29th in Steeltown. Lazat, who's been on IR, returns to the lineup tonight and takes this opening draw, and we're underway. Pens control, Wotherspoon at the Pittsburgh blue line. Shot a pass ahead. This deflects into the right wing corner Hawk zone. Grizzlick's got it there. He's checked off the puck by Noel Achari of the Pens. And the puck slides down to the corner. Dewar had it for a moment, lost it. Nick Foligno to the Hawk blue line will spin it ahead to the Penguin line. Here's Doc in over the line, left wing side to Foligno, left circle, shoots! Pad save made by Sheloffs. He was down in the butterfly position.
Like 20 seconds in, and Nick Foligno gets a shot on net. That's a nice play by that fourth line, just to get it across the blue line and get it towards the net.
And Steve, it didn't look like any of the injury was bothering him on that shot. I think he got pretty good force on that.
That's a good point.
Here's Grizzly with an outlet pass to center ice for Jason Dickinson. It's knocked off his stick. Dickinson had a goal last night. Penguins go with their top line now. Sidney Crosby leaves the puck behind the Hawk net. And Brian Rust checked off of it by Landon Slaggert, who had a great hard-working effort last night in Dallas. Hawks get control of the puck. Bertuzzi to center ice on the left wing. Lifts it down to the right wing corner. Penguin zone. Louis Crevier slaps it in front of the net. Picked off by Chris Letang of the Pens. Moves it up the right wing to Crosby. He shot the puck to center ice. Crevier took it back front of the benches and drives it back down the boards into the Pittsburgh zone. Now the puck turned over. Bertuzzi's got it behind the net. Fed the slot. Burakovsky shoots, and Sheloffs was able to stop that. Whistle stopped play. How did Sheloffs even see that shot?
Well, it was a real good forecheck by the Chicago Blackhawks. They forced the turnover, and it's Tyler Bertuzzi who picks up the loose puck and spots Andre Burakovsky coming in with some speed. And Ryan Donato was trying to provide a bit of a screen, but just couldn't take the eyes away of the netminder. That's two good saves now to start the game for Arthur's Sheloffs.
Thomas Novak at the faceoff dot against the Hawks' Ryan Donato. Novak wins the draw into the corner. Ryan Shea of the Pens, he was a Hawks draft pick. He lifts the puck down ice into the Hawks zone. Big Justin Brazeau put it out in front, and a point-blank shot comes in. It's stopped by Knight with the glove and holds on. Oh boy, an early test for Spencer Knight. A great centering pass by big Justin Brazeau.
He's
of Jack St. Ivan. He turned away, and then the rebound, they score. The aforementioned Anthony Mantha shovels it home, and Pittsburgh takes a 1-0 lead.
Well, Novak with a big face-off win, and, Ryan Donato lost it cleanly. It went back to the point. They get the shot on net. Unfortunately, that rebound came clear off of Spencer Knight's pads, maybe his stick. And White Kaiser had an opportunity to maybe move this puck, and he had it picked off of his pocket. Anthony Mantha, as you mentioned, just kind of swiped at the puck, put it back on net, into the net. And a quick goal, just a little over a minute and a half into this hockey game, has Pittsburgh on top.
Anthony Mantha, big guy, as is Brazeau. A lot of size on that line for Pittsburgh.
Well, Brazeau's always hanging around the front of the net. He was providing a little bit of a screen, too. And maybe that was part of the reason why Spencer Knight couldn't control that rebound.
So 1-0 Penguins as we rejoin the play. Ben Kindle of the Penguins in his rookie season played his junior hockey last 2 years with the Calgary Hitmen of the Western Hockey League. He's been a pretty good player for Pittsburgh. Now into the Penguin zone in the right wing corner. Ryan Green to the puck. Back to the right point. Connor Murphy sends it left point. Matt Grizzly works his way down the boards, but then lost the handle on the puck to the corner. Koivunen sends it back in behind the net. Around it goes up the far side. Parker Wotherspoon with a lead pass. Kindle into the Hawk zone. Drops it off Koivunen. Tried to flip it over for Kindle in the left circle. That's knocked away. And then now here's Letang firing from the top of the right circle. That's blocked. Chris Letang got it back. Put it over left wing side at the point. And a shot from Brett Kulak never got through to the net. At the line, Letang holds it in, then turned it over to the Hawks' Oliver Moore. He'll clear down ice into the Penguin zone. And Kulak back to take it there. Passing to Brian Rust over the Hawk line on the right wing. Down to Crosby, right wing corner. Tried to center the puck. Dickinson broke that up for the Hawks. And then Ricard Raquel spins it across the rink. Kulak had trouble with the puck at the left point. This deflects down ice into the Pittsburgh zone. Kulak back to get it ahead. Here's Crosby to Raquel over the Hawk line down the left wing. Dropped the shoulder here on Crevier, but reaching around everybody was Vlasic to poke check the puck away. And now Letang fires one from the right point. That goes wide of the Hawk net. Slaggert will take the puck, move it up the right wing side for Dickinson. Clears it ahead now to Landon Slaggert. To Tyler Bertuzzi, center ice on the right wing. Hands it off to Slaggert over the Penguin line. Right circle, a spin around, and a backhand went right through the crease. Loose puck to the left point. Kaiser sends it down to the corner. Taken back by Raquel to Letang, who gave it up the slot. Artem Levshunov there. To Sam Lafferty along the right boards. Fights off a check from Lazat. Lafferty down to the right wing corner now. Put it back to Levshunov. To the top of the left circle. Kaiser fires. That's blocked. Levshunov from the right circle will fire. That's through the crease and wide. Hustling over. Kaiser kept it in left point to the high slot. Dickinson. One-time shot there. Stick save made. Loose puck taken by Bertuzzi. He tried to fire it across in front of the net. Ends up back at the line, and Kaiser could not hold it in the Penguin zone. This deflects to center ice, and the Hawks are in regroup mode now.
Real good job of the Blackhawks, though. You get a shot, you want a puck retrieval, and they got 2 separate puck retrievals on that last shift. Good job possessing the puck in the Pittsburgh zone.
Ryan Donato hustling to a loose puck in the right wing corner. Pittsburgh in. Here's Donato. Put it behind the net. Foligno sticks it around to the right wing boards to Murphy. Send it down behind the net. Donato's got it again. Fed a pass up the slot. Slides over to Murphy, top of the right circle. Matt Grzelcyk near the left point. Snaps a shot that deflects off the glass and up into the protective netting. And a whistle stops play. 1-0 Penguins, 15:24 left in period number 1.
Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Flight by Yingling. Crisp, refreshing, only 95 calories. Flight, the next generation of light beer. And Dan Muse, the new head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He replaced Mike Sullivan at the end of last summer, basically. And Dan Muse was an assistant coach with the New York Rangers. He also was an assistant coach with the Nashville Predators. And I think he's got to be pretty happy with the way his team has started. They've got 4 shots in the first 4.5 minutes of this hockey contest.
Steve, previous to all of that, Dan Muse was the head coach of the Chicago Steel of the USHL, and they won a Clark Cup a couple years back. Dan was a great coach, turned a lot of kids out to college programs, and that Steel program, they continue to play well. Pretty soon they're going to be our neighbors down the street. In behind the Penguin net, Donato had the puck. Tried to flip it out to the point, picked off by the Penguins. This is sent down ice by Connor Dewar into the Hawk zone. Wyatt Kaiser sends a pass up the left wing boards intended for Donato. But his stick was wrapped up by that of Jack St. Ivany of the Penguins. And now Anthony Mantha to the puck along the right board. Shot it over the center ice circle, picked off by Teuvo Teravainen. Winds it on the right wing, Donato over the Pens line. Fires from the top of the right circle. And that hit the skate of Ryan Shea. In behind the net. Donato digs it out, moves it around to the right point, Levshunov. Down to Burakovsky along the right boards. The Kaiser in the high slot delays and then fires. Oh, and Sheloff did well to get a piece of that. Loose puck to the right wing corner. Taken out now by Thomas Novak. And now Novak will muscle it out the center ice. Wyatt Kaiser in front of the benches, grabs the puck in his skates, kicks it to his stick, and then backhands it down in behind the Penguin. The teams are in line change.
And Wyatt Kaiser does such a good job walking the blue line, kind of changing his angle and actually shook his check. It was Anthony Mantha and got that shot through. And as you mentioned, I don't think Sheloff saw it, but I don't think the puck got all the way through. It was blocked out front by a defenseman.
Ben Kindle in the left wing corner Hawk zone, works it back to the line. Wotherspoon left point, Erik Karlsson right point. Tried to fire a seeing eye shot through traffic. That ends up behind the net off a deflection. Kindle's got it to the line to Wotherspoon. To Karlsson right point now. Long shot from there. Hits Kindle on the way through, and Oliver Moore picks up the puck for the Hawks. To Ryan Green, center ice. To Nick Lardis over the Penguin line. Left wing, put it in front for Green. He fires. He hit the post. Great play there. Heads up by Lardis and Green on a little give and go.
Yeah, it was Ryan Green who dumped it over to Nick Lardis. Nick Lardis hung on to it for a sec and then put it to an area. He realized that Green was coming hard. It was coming fast, and he absolutely rings it off the left post as he looked at it, the right post from behind. He had Sheloff's beat, but he couldn't beat the iron. But again, just an area pass by Nick Lardis, which is such a smart play. Nick Lardis known as a shooter, but he's also a pretty good playmaker.
And Ryan Green did yeoman's work last night on that Blackhawks PK down in Dallas, didn't he, Steve?
Yeah, over 4 minutes of penalty killing time, right? Yeah. They killed 7 minutes and 23 seconds of shorthanded time, and he was out there for more than half of it.
Now the Hawks get the puck back in the Penguin zone. Louis Crevier on the blue line, works it free along the left boards. Bertuzzi tried to put it back to the left point for Crevier, but that's broken up by Koivunen of the Pens, who deflects it down to the Hawk blue line. Jason Dickinson there. Strokes the puck down the high glass on the left wing side. Down behind the net, it goes far corner to Wotherspoon. He'll spin it back in behind the Penguin net up the near side. Ricard Raquel's got it. Head to Crosby over the Hawk line to the right circle. He fed the slot. Doubling back was Bertuzzi to break that up. Slaggert takes the puck for the Hawks, and he'll skate it to center. Give it to Bertuzzi over the Penguin line. Down the left wing. Tried to split the defense. Ran into a check from Brian Rust and lost the puck. The Pens will get it back.
Pretty good defense there from Brian Rust, who's a winger, but he was back on defense and took Bertuzzi down.
Now Letang hands it over to Rust. Left circle, Hawk zone. He shoots and scores. A bang-bang play. Sidney Crosby took a pass from Letang and worked his way into the Hawk zone and found Brian Rust all alone in the left circle, and he beats Knight over the left shoulder. 2-0 Penguins.
Well, it was Brian Rust who made that play defensively on Tyler Bertuzzi. Knocked him down, got the play going the other way, and that pass from Sidney Crosby wasn't perfect. It was in the skates of Brian Rust, but he did a real good job of controlling it with his left skate, kicked it right to his stick, and a high riser just over the shoulder of Spencer Knight. It's 2 goals on 5 shots now for Spencer Knight. Certainly not the start he's wanted. He has not given up more than 3 goals in regulation in his 14 previous starts at the United Center.
And with that point, Sidney Crosby now ties the great Gordie Howe for 9th all-time in NHL history in road points. Sid the Kid, what a player. He's the all-time leader among Penguins players in their history in scoring, eclipsing the great Mario Lemieux, if you can believe it. I think if Mario Lemieux was healthy in his career, Steve, we'd be looking at another 500 or 600 points for Sid the Kid to try and pass. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, and it wasn't just one thing with Mario. It was the cancer, it was his back, it was a number of different injuries.
Down the left wing into the Hawk zone. This is Thomas Novak, checked against the end boards by Murphy. Now the puck spun out from the corner to Grzelcyk. He had it knocked off his stick, and then in behind the net, Novak's got the puck. Novak to the left wing corner. Winds it in behind the net. Anthony Mantha put it to the doorstep. Brazo shoots and scores. This goes through the pads of Spencer Knight. Good net front presence by the Penguins. They've been working hard all game. They now lead 3-0.
Well, Brazo's been very effective in this hockey game, and he's such a big body going to the net. Almost a mismatch. Ryan Donato couldn't do much to take his stick. You know, guys watching the puck instead of taking bodies, and that's part of the problem, John. It's like, you know, you got to trust your partner to have somebody with the puck, and then you worry about the open guy. It looks like head coach Jeff Blashill is elected to call a timeout. And you got to feel for Spencer Knight now.
Yeah.
It's 3 goals on 6 shots, and you certainly can't blame him. I didn't like the second goal, but that last one, there's not much you can do on that. And right now, Jeff Blashill talking to his team. And I'm sure he's telling them, hey, listen, forget about last night. That's over. We got another game in front of us, and let's get our work boots on and get to work.
Well, these Penguins, they came in a hungry hockey club, didn't they? They were 1-5-4 over their last 10 games. Mm-hmm. And Blash is red-faced, boy. He's a little angry with what he's seen. He's lighting up the bench pretty good.
Well, the problem is he saw what they were capable of last night, and it didn't start that way for the Blackhawks. And, you know, sometimes you can become satisfied with the way you're played, and last night doesn't matter anymore. You've got a new game laying in front of you, and this Pittsburgh Penguin team, as you mentioned, John, they've been embarrassed the last 3 weeks. Yeah. Just 1 win in their last 10 games. So they are chomping at the bit to get back to their winning ways. And it wasn't that long ago when they were 3rd in the Metro. They're outside of a playoff spot right now, but not by much.
Well, in a game here at the United Center not long ago, the Hawks got down to the Anaheim Ducks 3-0, came back and won that game in overtime. Excuse me, they won that game in regulation, I should say. This one here, this might be a different kettle of fish. We'll have to see. Knight out of the Hawk net, sends the puck into the near corner. Kindle took it away there to Koivunen back of the net. He's tied up by a couple of Hawks, and Connor Murphy extracts the puck. Moves it up the right side. Nick Lardis, Hawk blue line. Spins it ahead on the left wing. Ryan Green over the Penguin line. Cuts through the high slot to the right point. Sends it over to Vlasic down the left wing side. Vlasic now down behind the net. Vlasic around to Crevier. Bombs away from the right point, and that hit traffic in front. Vlasic got it back. He'll fire from the right wing boards, and a glove save made by Shelos. He holds on, and a whistle stops play. 3-0 Penguins. 10:52 left in period number 1. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more Jew. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more Jew. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Tired of losing power when it storms? Call Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric today for a free estimate on a whole home standby generator. Never be without power again. Fully installed systems starting at just $99 a month. How about your sump pump, your fridge, or your freezer, your garage doors, your heating and cooling? You can stay comfortable and safe in your home all year long. Four Seasons is the largest and most award-winning Generac dealer in Illinois and Northwest Indiana.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Chicago hockey fans love a good power play. And when it comes to selling your house, you want a team you can trust.
That's why Jeff Buys Your House is your winning play. No repairs, no commissions, and you pick the closing date.
That's like skating on a clean sheet of ice, fast and smooth.
We're a local, veteran-owned company that's been helping Chicagoland homeowners since 2007.
Make the smart move and go for the win. Visit JeffBuysYourHouse.com for your no-obligation offer today.
Hey Blackhawks fans, it's Spencer Knight. Game on. It's time for Blackhawks hockey.
Hey, thanks, Spencer. And Blackhawk fans kick off the 2026 season at the United Center. The Blackhawks are home on New Year's Day when the Dallas Stars come into town for a Central Division rivalry match. This is going to be the one you don't want to miss. Family packs and single tickets are still available at blackhawks.com/tickets. And the Chicago Blackhawks, I know they're now 3-0. We're only halfway through the first period, but this Pittsburgh Penguin team has allowed 4 or more goals in 7 of their last 8 games. So you can score goals against this team.
Go off the draw in the Penguin zone. Crosby now has the puck. He'll skate it to center ice at the left wing, front of the benches. Sends it over off the right corner boards Hawken, where Vlasic sticks the puck up the left wing side. And I believe it was off the stick of Slaggert, so no icing. Play back in the Penguin zone again. Crosby stabs the puck down toward the corner to Parker Wotherspoon. Parker Wotherspoon, a great story of really determination, Steve. 7 years, 7 seasons in the Islanders organization in Bridgeport. Part of that time in New York as well. But he's really, he's stuck with it. And good on him. Penalty coming up here to the Pens. Here's Oliver Moore down the right wing, Penguin zone. Angles to the net and then lost the handle on the puck. Taken away by Russ. The whistle blows, and the Hawks are going to go to the Citgo power play. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Citgo. Download the app now to start saving. Here's why.
Pittsburgh penalty number 17, Truman minor for holding.
And Brian Russ guilty of holding. It was on Tyler Bertuzzi. Tyler Bertuzzi draws his fair share of penalties for the Chicago Blackhawks, and they will get an opportunity to get back into this hockey game. Get the bench going, maybe more importantly, get the fans going. 3 quick goals by the Pittsburgh Penguins on 6 shots is, it's kind of quieted this sellout crowd, but that could turn in an instant, especially with a good power play. Don't necessarily have to score, but you'd like to generate some good looks.
Hawks were 0 for 2 last night, 1 for their last 18. Andrei Burakovsky, who has the puck, was the last Blackhawk to score a power play goal. Bertuzzi, bottom of the left wing circle. To Burakovsky, high slot pass now. Levshunov fires, tipped out by Shilos. Donato got the puck back against the left half board. To Burakovsky at the left point. Here's Burakovsky jockeying it past Blake Lizotte toward the corner. Spins it behind the net around the table. Teravainen right corner. Passing into the high slot Levshunov to Teravainen out the right point. He'll leave it down the boards. Donato pokes it free toward the corner and then spins it behind the Penguin net. Gathered in by Erik Karlsson. He'll clear off the near glass and down.
Real good pressure there by Dewar. He was anticipating a pass going to the boards. He was there in an instant, and that really upset the rhythm of the power play, and an off pass, they get it down the ice.
Abel Teravainen to center ice, hands it off on the right wing to Donato over the Penguin line to the right wing corner. He whips the puck behind the net around to Bertuzzi along the left wing boards. He returns it back in behind, but this misses Teravainen, and the puck rolls out to center ice. Back to get it now in the Hawk zone, Artem Levshunov. He's chased down toward the Hawk net by Noel Achari, the Pens. Hawks come back up ice. Bertuzzi into the Penguin zone. Put it over to the Donato right circle. He waves the puck in front of the Penguin net. Just past the stick of Burakovsky. The puck now cleared by Letang of the Penguins and all the way down.
Well, that was the right idea. And the setup was Burakovsky heading to the front of the net, right down the throat, right down the gut. And Donato with that pass just missed him.
Oliver Moore to center ice. To Colton Dock over the Penguin line on the left wing. Snaps it down behind the net to the right wing corner. Lardis. Now Dock, bottom of the left wing circle. Carrying up the boards. Hands it now to Matt Grzelcyk, left point. Put it down to the left wing corner. Ryan Green there. He'll keep it alive along the near boards, but Lazada of the Penguins intercepts the puck and skates it to center. He's over the Hawk line on the right wing, holding the puck. Put it over in the left wing circle. And there to get it, Ryan Shea. He'll hold it as the Pens are back to full strength. Shea to Rust. The right circle. Fires a shot. He scores. Spencer Knight looked like he got a good look at this shot, but it must have hit some part of his equipment and kind of bled through him into the back of the Hawk net. It's 4-0 Pittsburgh.
Wouldn't be surprised if they make a goaltender change. I saw Jeff Blashill looking down the tunnel towards the players' dressing room, and you never like to see goals go through your goaltender, and that's exactly what happens with Spencer Knight. Brian Rust just changes his angle a little bit, and he puts it between the blocker and the body of Spencer Knight, and he can't quite squeeze it. And Jeff Blashill was looking down the tunnel, but Arvid Soderblom is on the bench. They were actually trying to get his mask down in the dressing room, so Arvid Soderblom has retrieved his mask. He heads to the bench. It's the first time Spencer Knight has given up 4 goals in regulation on home ice. And they've got a little 8-month-old in his Blackhawk jersey crying, and I can see why. So Arvid Soderblom, what a game last night for him, though. The big Swede, couldn't be happier for him. And he gets thrust into a pretty difficult situation. Let's see how he responds. Maybe more importantly, let's see how the team responds. Sometimes you change a netminder, just a shot across the bow of the team.
As we return to the play, Vlasic fires it down the left wing boards in behind the Penguin net. Slaggert had the puck, nearly tried to jam it in the far side, but puck is cleared down ice into the Hawk zone by Crosby. Here's Vlasic back to get it at the Hawk blue line. He'll go for a skate with a puck between the circles. Put it to Nick Foligno, center ice. Hands it off to Jason Dickinson at the Penguin line on the left wing where he spins it down behind the net. Slaggert runs into Wotherspoon there. Hawks get the puck back. Dickinson for the right point. Winds one toward the net, and Sheelos is down with a butterfly save. Guess who he's got company with? Nick Foligno is now doing a little push and shove with Parker Wotherspoon in the Penguin crease, but the linesmen are on the scene to break that up. 7:20 left in the first. 4-0 Pens. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Tom Stilling, and you're listening to Blackhawks hockey on WGN Radio.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Hey, Chris Chelios here. It's time to break out the Bandito. El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So smooth, it's criminal. Break out the Bandito, baby.
We'll start 2026 off on a high note with the Blackhawks Beer Pack presented by Modelo. Grab your friends for a night out at Blackhawks game this January, with Beer Pack being offered for 7 different home games. Each ticket comes with 2 draft beers and start at $58. You must be 21 with a valid ID to purchase alcohol, and please drink responsibly.
Draw circle to the left of Shilas. Penguins get control. Brett Kulak passing it ahead at center ice. Got it in over the Hawk blue line along the left wing side to Brazo, who ran into Connor Murphy, who pushed him off the puck. Puck cleared to center ice and then taken back by Chris Letang in front of the penalty boxes. He whips it down behind the Hawk net. And back there battling for the puck, Thomas Novak. He lost it, however, to Murphy. Murphy with a pass up the right wing for Nick Lardis at center ice is over his stick. Pens get it back. Letang fires it across the rink from the Pens blue line. Down into the Hawk zone. Murphy got it there. Head to Nick Lardis at center ice on the right wing. The hero last night spins it down to the right wing corner. Letang is hit. Puck comes free. Colton Dock, top of the right circle, will fire a shot that goes wide. Lardis behind the net. Slings it around to the right point. Artem Leshchinov there. Send it back down behind the net. Grzelcyk claims it in the left wing corner now. Grzelcyk back in the net to Levshinoff, bottom of the right circle. Lost the puck, got it back in behind. Carries around to the left circle. Penalty coming up here to the Pens. Grzelcyk, top of the right circle. Levshinoff straight away, and he breaks his stick with a one-timer. Puck slides in on Letang, who, as he touches, the whistle blows.
Well, unfortunate break for Artie Levshinoff, who did the right thing. Jumped in from the blue line, his point position, and instead of shooting, it went around the net looking for an open man, found him, and eventually got the puck back. But the one-timer, and here's the call.
Pittsburgh penalty number 58, 2-minute minor for high sticking.
It's Chris Letang, longtime Pittsburgh Penguin, who is in front of the net.
Oh, yeah, he cut Nick Foligno in the side of the face with the shaft of his stick. I'd say that's a high stick.
Yeah, and Nick Foligno's been known to draw a few penalties for his team, and that's exactly what he does here. We saw that earlier, too, just trying to get involved, get in the face of the netminder, get under the skin of Witherspoon, and now the Blackhawks with an opportunity to try and get back in this one on the power play.
The Hawks' second Citco power play of the game. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Citco. Download the app now to start saving. Puck held in by Levshinoff, left point, put it over. A shot from the right point by Teravainen, never got through to the net. But Bertuzzi claims the puck in behind the net. Around to Teravainen along the right wing boards. Put it to the line. Deep slot Levshinoff. To Teravainen now at the right point. He'll move into the top of the circle. Give it to Bertuzzi next to the net. Put it in front. Donato, he fires just wide. Great chance there. Levshinoff at the line. Deep slot again. To Teravainen. Top of the right circle. Over to Levshinoff. Top of the left. To Burakovsky near the left wing corner. Chased up the boards by Carlson. Burakovsky now top of the left wing circle. Unloads a shot. And it looked like Shilas got a piece of that with the shaft of his stick. Puck ricochets around to the Hawk blue line. This will give the Penguins a chance to change up their penalty killers. 1:06 on the power play. Burakovsky to Bertuzzi, left point, Penguin zone. Whips it across the rink. Donato along the right boards to Burakovsky, right wing corner. To Teravainen, right point now. Down to Burakovsky along the half boards. Back to Teravainen. Put it down beside the net. Bertuzzi there to Teravainen. Beside the right circle, 46 seconds on the power play. Floats a saucer pass to Levshinoff, high slot. Down to Burakovsky along the left wing half boards now. He holds, put it beside the net. Bertuzzi back to Burakovsky along the left half boards. Crowd getting anxious here. Now Bertuzzi, bottom of the circle, charging to the net with a toe drag and a shot. Stop, loose puck beside the net. Donato tried to tuck it in the short side. Cleared out of there by Shea. Ahead now to center ice it goes. And Connor Dewar will carry into the Hawk zone and fire from the high slot. Blocker save made by Soderblom. Blake Lizotte hustling to a loose puck behind the Hawk net. Hands it off. And on the right wing side, Jack St. Ivany fires a shot that's turned out of there by Soderblom. Levshinoff to the puck behind the net. Being pursued by Lizotte, who works the puck free, and the Penguins come to full strength. As Dominic Moore, actually Oliver Moore, is able to clear to center ice.
And that first save by Arvid Soderblom, shorthanded, was a pretty good one. He tested there from short range on the blocker side.
Puck turned over at the Hawk line, down the right wing, Kindle. Kindle to the front of the net, couldn't get a shot away. Follow-up shot by Koivunen, glove save made by Soderblom, and he'll hold on to it. Hawks 0 for 2 in the Citco power play. Trail the Penguins 4-0 with 3:52 left in the first. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Comparing health insurance plans is never easy. That's why I work for Get Covered Illinois.
We are the state's official health insurance marketplace.
We have a website to compare multiple plans and prices in one place, and people who can help you for free community-based navigators and brokers certified by the state.
And we have live customer service.
At getcoveredillinois.gov, we're here to help.
How many people can say they've had part of their spine removed? Well, me for one. I'm Jeff. And though it sounds impossible, that's what my team at Northwestern Medicine did. I had a rare spinal bone cancer, which brought my neuro-oncologist and neurosurgeon together to create the treatment plan that saved my life.
Anchored by Northwestern Memorial Hospital, nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Jeff's team took on and treated his 1 in a million condition. They removed a large section of his spine and the tumor in one piece because spilling just one cell would risk spreading cancer throughout his body. They then rebuilt his spine with a metal frame.
I was in surgery for 14 hours, but that's nothing compared to all the time I've gotten back.
Because what makes us better makes you better. Northwestern Medicine. Learn more at nm.org/better.
Hey, it's Nick Foligno. You're locked in for Blackhawks hockey on WGN Radio.
Well, the Blackhawks are kicking off the Banner Years chapter on Sunday, January 4th. Make sure to join us at the United Center as we take on the Vegas Golden Knights in a Western Conference showdown. And that's not all. The first 8,000 fans will receive an exclusive Brent Seabrook bobblehead presented by United. Puck drops at 6 p.m. Secure your spot now at blackhawks.com/tickets.
So Brian Rust with 2 goals here tonight. He's had 6 hat tricks in his career. He's working on number 7 right now. Penguins enjoying a comfortable 4-0 lead. As the puck leaves the ice surface.
Rust with 2 goals, and the second line of Mantha, Novak, and Brazeau with 2 goals, and both of those lines have been very noticeable tonight. Kindle, too, an interesting player. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he's got good moves, he's got good speed. I also noticed he has 4 power play goals, so he's a guy you have to watch on the power play.
He's had a pretty solid rookie campaign for the Penguins. He was their first pick in the 2025 draft last June. Kind of a pleasant surprise for a team that's probably looking at a pretty serious rebuild here in the coming years, Steve.
They certainly are. They've only got 2 guys in this team who are under 25 who have played more than 20 games, Kindle being one of them.
Here's Crosby in the left wing circle, Hawk zone. Shot it across the rink. This is picked off by Bertuzzi. Leads a 3-on-1 rush over the Penguin line down the left wing. Put it across. One-time shot by Slager. It is gloved by Sheloffs, who actually looked back into the Pittsburgh net to see if it had eluded him, but it was tied up in his equipment. A great chance there for the Hawks. Had Slaggert struck that puck cleanly, we're probably looking at a 4-1 score.
You know, John, Tyler Bertuzzi, an underrated passer. I think he's just so good at moving the puck. He did it on his first goal last night in Dallas, a backhand saucer pass to Vlasic. He gets it back and scores. And this time, he had to saucer that pass over to Landon Slaggert. Maybe part of the reason Slaggert didn't get it cleanly, it might have bounced on him just a little bit. Yeah. But you're right, he didn't get the shot he wanted. Sheloffs, though, reached in behind. Wasn't sure where the puck was.
Face off to the left of Sheloffs. And Ryan Green is there for the draw. Novak's been tossed off the dot. This is Anthony Mantha on the draw. The Hawks get it. Lefshinoff right point to Grizzly left point to the high slot. Lardis hammers a one-timer. This hits the inboards and ricochets out in front of the net, and now Brazeau got to the puck. Passing ahead to Novak to center ice. Works the puck to the left wing corner Hawk zone. Lefshinoff anticipating the hit, kind of fends him off there. Puck slides behind the net off a deflection. Brazeau's got it there, working hard. Centers the puck, picked off by the Hawks, Nick Lardis. To Oliver Moore, center ice. Back to Lardis. Pokes it off the right sideboards, deep into the Penguin zone. And Moore goes in and finishes his check there on St. Ivany. They battle for the puck now behind the net. St. Ivany in the far corner. They had the puck and lost it up the boards, and Brazeau will clear up into the Penguin bench. So we get a whistle stopping play. Get a face-off back in the Penguin zone.
Well, Artur Sheloffs, he had a great start to the season, John. In fact, he had a shutout in his first game with the Pittsburgh Penguins. It was in New York, and of course the Rangers got shut out at home. Surprise, surprise. He won 3 of his first 4 games, and then things started to go south on him. He did lose 7 in a row, but he had a big win his last victory in Montreal, or against the Montreal Canadiens. And he and Stuart Skinner, since the trade, have basically been rotating back and forth. So it was his turn to start, and he gets it against Chicago.
Here's a loose puck at center ice in front of the penalty boxes. Hawk captain Nick Foligno there takes a bump but dumps the puck down in behind the Penguin net. Ryan Shea there. As we said, a former draft pick of the Blackhawks. He was going to join the Blackhawks, but his father told him, no, you go back to school and you finish your degree, and good on you, Dad. And more fathers, I think, need to do that. And in the long run, that's going to benefit Ryan Shea. Here's Carlson firing from the right wing boards, Hawk zone. That slides across the top of the crease and wide. Lafferty, a former Pittsburg Penguin draft pick along the near boards, coughed up the puck to Blake Lizotte. He put it out to the right point. Erik Karlsson there. Slides it over along the left boards to Dewar. To Wotherspoon at the line. Long shot is in and out of the glove of Soderblom. Puck rolls free through the feet of Noel Acciari. Oh, now Acciari's going to go with Connor Murphy. They drop the mitts along the near boards. Hawk zone. Murphy swings a left. And he partially catches Acciari, who then ties up Murphy and swings with a left as well. And then Murphy throws a couple of left hands. Acciari puts a bear hug on Murphy, and they both go down to the ice.
Well, Connor Murphy has the size advantage, but Acciari put together pretty well. 5'11", 205 pounds. And, Connor Murphy's just trying to get his team engaged. He's trying to get some emotion on the bench. And you could see him as he headed towards the players' bench, just trying to urge his team on. And he gets a couple of pats.
Both players receive 5 minutes each for fighting.
Five each for fighting?
5 for fighting. Noel Acciari was the captain of the Providence College Friars Division I championship team in 2015. Yeah, he's built like a fire plug, Noel is.
Well, he was a goal scorer at one time. In fact, I think it was his third or fourth year in the NHL. Had 20 goals with the Florida Panthers. And, since that time, kind of his role has changed. And right now he's playing on a fourth line. It's been very good. And Blake Lizotte, you mentioned, back for the first time after a 9-game absence. So they've dearly missed Blake Lizotte in the lineup, and he's back, and they're hoping Malkin could do the same when he comes back, and they're hoping that's sooner than later.
Yeah, got to have your foot soldiers, don't you? Why they make such a difference.
They do.
Now inside the Penguin zone, Burakovsky strips the puck away from Karlsson near the left point. Sends it down behind the net around to the right point. Levshunov there for the Hawks. To Grzelcyk left point. Put it off the end boards. Donato's got the puck, tried to carry out the far side and wrap it around, but the puck rolled off his stick onto that of Koivunen. Back into the Hawk zone. Drops it along the left wing boards for Rutger McGroarty, but he turned it over. And now Kulak back at the Penguin blue line to the puck. To Ben Kindle, right wing of center ice. He drops it over the Hawk blue line. Picked off by Donato, but then that's slapped off his stick to Vlasic waiting inside the Hawk line. Head to Donato on the left wing of center ice. He'll spin it down to the left wing corner in the Pittsburgh zone. Landon Slaggert, a Golden Domer, played at Notre Dame, battling with a couple of Penguin players there. And the puck comes free. Slaggert whacks it behind the net. Bertuzzi, hard work. Put it out right circle. Crevier fires, hit the post. Crevier again right circle. Down to the right corner for Bertuzzi. He sent a pass up the slot, picked off by Crosby. He'll skate it to center ice and backhand it all the way down. And I believe icing's going to be the call here against the Penguins.
John, how many posts have we seen just in the last 4 periods? In Dallas, 4 or 5 posts were rang a total in that game from both teams. And then here tonight, Ryan Green hit a post earlier.
He did, yeah.
And then that last shot, I believe it was that Crevier coming in?
It was.
Crevier hits a post. I mean, but even down at the other end, Spencer Knight had one ring off the post in behind him, too, so it's going both ways.
As hard as Louis can shoot the puck, maybe somebody ought to go down there and check the net, see if it's okay.
I think I saw the net move.
Yeah, probably so. Here's Dickinson to the Penguin line. Steps across, tried to hand it off to Crevier. Dickinson was checked, however. Brian Rust the other way to center ice, up the right wing. Slings the puck over to the left wing corner. It bounces out of the corner. Rust has it, and then had it stripped away by Dickinson. He takes the puck to the end boards, and there's the horn, ending play here in period number 1. Well, the Penguins rolled up 4 against the Blackhawks in the span of 12:03, and they now have a comfortable 4-0 lead. They outshot the Blackhawks 11-7. And I'm going to go back to what Steve said earlier in the broadcast. The Penguins have had a propensity all year long of giving up leads. 40 minutes left in this one. We'll see if it happens.
Yeah, you've got to chip away slowly. You can't try to get it all back in one shift or one period. You've got plenty of time. But that being said, you got to take advantage of your opportunities. And They had a couple power plays in this first period that did not go very well for them. They did have a couple of shots. They had a couple of looks, and Ryan Donato ends up shooting it wide. Andre Burakovsky, I think, shoots it over the net. So you don't get a lot of grade A chances when you're setting up on the power play. When you do, it's imperative you hit the net, and the Blackhawks failed to do that.
Well, excuse me, they're not out of this game, in my opinion, by any means. We did see a substitution in net. That's the first time this season I can recall that Spencer Knight has been pulled from a game. And Arvid Soderblom, who we saw play so strongly last night in Dallas, he stopped 28 of 31 shots. Okay, let's get the record clear. But came up big in the shootout, stopping 3 of 4, and the Blackhawks ended up prevailing in the shootout. Arvid was in a tough circumstance as well. I mean, not only did the team have to travel, but he's the guy that's kind of thrown to the wolves, if you will, against a team like the Dallas Stars. And Arvid came up strong, and now he's back in there tonight.
Well, he did. And, let's keep in mind, too, he stopped 3 separate breakaways in that hockey game. And we talked about the penalty killers going 4 for 4. Arvid Soderblom was a big part of that, especially in the third period. So not all on Spencer Knight. I would think if you talk to Spencer, he would say 2 of those I've got to have. The other 2 I don't think he had a chance on. And sometimes a coach will pull the netminder just to give his team a little bit of a shot across the bow. It's a reflection of them, the way they're playing. And somebody has to take the fall. It's the goaltender, a guy who has basically got you to this point in the season with his stellar play. So, hopefully they respond. They got a little better, I thought, in the second half of that first period. Let's see if they can carry it over into the second.
And Steve, 1 for 18 coming into this game on the power play for the Blackhawks in the last little while. Make that 1 for 20, but does it appear like they're generating better chances? Like, did you see that in the first 2?
You know what? I did like the shot from Levshunov early in this hockey game, and we should mention Artie Levshunov ended up with 4 shots last night in Dallas. That's high to career high for him. So I like that shoot first mentality. I didn't like the fact that Donato and I think it was Burakovsky ended up missing the net. Shortly thereafter, though, I saw Tyler Bertuzzi taking it to the hoop, taking it to the net himself. I think that's a great play. So, I think they're starting to generate some stuff. It's hard. When Connor Bedard, your quarterback out there, has been out of the lineup for as long as he has, typically your power play is going to suffer, and it has.
Well, statistically, the second periods have not been very good to the Blackhawks this season. Penguins are just so-so. We'll have to find out how this game transpires in the second and third periods. Right now, 4-0 Pittsburgh after 1. Now, we're going to send it away for a break. Charlie Romeliotis is going to be right back here with a full intermission report, and then second period action will follow. Long way to go. 2 periods. I know 4-0 is the deficit, Hawks fans, but take heart. A lot can happen, and we'll just have to see. This is Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
The holidays are a perfect time to pop the question. At Rogers & Hollins, you'll find intentional, unforgettable engagement rings or design your own through their custom studio. With an industry-leading return policy, in-house financing, and more, Rogers & Hollins has been the engagement expert for 115 years. And with their big holiday sale on now, it's the perfect time to say, this is the one. Explore at fornowandforever.com.
Rogers and Hollins, for now and forever.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo is the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
When you're betting and find yourself constantly thinking about gambling and you're losing more money than you have, are you really winning? If you're spending too much time with the slots or you can't stop betting on sports and you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, maybe lying and probably losing more money than you can afford to lose, you're not alone and you can get help. It's available 24/7 and it's confidential. When your betting has gotten out of hand, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.areyoureallywinning.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Department of Human Services.
Celebrate the holidays at Pettorino's Italian Restaurant in the heart of Chicago. The Pasticceria's famous peppermint hot chocolate is back with boozy editions available at their now open sidewalk bar. New Pasticceria holiday hours, Friday and Saturday till 9, Sunday through Thursday till 8. Holiday gift cards are also available. Spend $100 and receive an additional $25 gift card good at any Good Plate Hospitality location. Stop into the Pasticceria for all your holiday baked goods and visit Pettorino's.
The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7, 1-833-PLUM-911.
Time for a break. It's intermission time.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Here's Charlie Remiliotis with your intermission update.
20 minutes is in the books here at the United Center, and the Blackhawks trail the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-0. Yikes. Tough first period there by the Blackhawks, giving up 4 goals on the first 7 shots that they faced. Hawks end up pulling Spencer Knight in favor of Arvid Soderblom. They get out of that period. Arvid Soderblom stopped the next 3 shots he faced, but that was a real tough first period by the Blackhawks. Hopefully they come out with some better energy in that second period. Time now to check out the odds according to Circa Sports Illinois. For the second straight game, there was a goal scored in the first 5 minutes of the game, which was at plus 195. It was Anthony Mantha scoring 1 minute and 38 seconds into the contest for the Penguins. Every time the Blackhawks win this season, someone will win a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino, and another 100 people will get an $100 credit on the Circa app. See the Blackhawks contest page for details. 4 other games on the NHL schedule outside of the one going on here at the United Center. Let's start with the one final score of the day. The Columbus Blue Jackets defeating the New York Islanders 4-2. The Islanders are going to be here at the United Center on Tuesday night. They were coming off a shutout win yesterday. Blue Jackets were led by Kirill Marchenko, who had 2 goals in the contest. No Zach Werenski for the Blue Jackets for the second straight game. He took a puck to the skate on December 20th, so 8 days ago, and has been ruled day to day. So we'll see when he returns. Bo Horvat scored his 20th of the season for the Islanders. Over in Tampa Bay, the Lightning and Canadiens are currently in a shootout 4-4. The Lightning were up 3-0 and 4-1 at one point in this game. The Canadiens scored 3 unanswered in the third period to force overtime. And so the shootout is currently going on. Nikita Kucherov has 2 goals for the Lightning in the game. Yurov Slavkovsky also has 2 goals for Montreal in the game. And good news on the injury front for Tampa. Brandon Hagel, former Blackhawks winger, returned to the lineup after he missed the last 4 games with an upper body injury, which is obviously good news, not just for the Lightning, but also for Team Canada. That's expecting, I'm assuming, Brandon Hagel will be part of that team when they name their roster on New Year's Eve. And then the only other game currently going on is the Maple Leafs and Red Wings knotted up at 0-0 through one period. Also good news on the injury front. Former Blackhawks superstar Patrick Kane returned to the lineup after he missed 6 in a row with an upper body injury. But on Toronto's end, William Nylander was out. He's ruled day to day after he left last night's game in the second period with a lower body injury. And then the last one game that's about to drop the puck in about 10 or so minutes, the Seattle Kraken are hosting the Philadelphia Flyers later today. Meanwhile, here at the UC, the Hawks are trailing the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-0 through one period of play. We'll take a quick break and break down the first period next. But first, there's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Hyundai's award-winning lineup of cars, SUVs, hybrids, and electric vehicles put your safety first with available class-exclusive features like digital key and remote, smart parking assist, plus America's best warranty. See your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealer or visit HyundaiUSA.com today.
WGN Chicago is your radio home for the Hawks, the Cats, March Madness, and the Indy 500 on air and on smart devices worldwide.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. I've seen a lot of stat sheets in my career, but when it comes to beer, these numbers jump off the page. Flight by Yuengling, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and brewed with crisp, refreshing flavor. That's not just light beer, it's light beer with game, and it's brewed by the oldest brewery in America. Bottom line, if you care about performance and taste, Flight by Yuengling brings both. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Right now, hockey fans across the city are struggling to fill the fridge. That's why the Salvation Army is here to assist those in need all season long. Our friends at the Salvation Army are seeing unprecedented demand in their communities, the communities they've served for decades, with more people walking through the doors in search of emergency support. Your support this year is more important than ever. Go to the John Williams Kettle at WGNradio.com. Let's help make a difference today.
Hey hockey fans, it's Troy Murray. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing, the #1 premium composite decking brand, tough enough to handle anything. It looks like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industrial-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Before and after every Bears game, tune into Happen OB right here on 720 WGN.
It's go time.
Sponsored by your local Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado, official truck partner of the Chicago Bears.
Back here at the United Center, where the Blackhawks and Penguins have played 20 minutes of hockey, and it is a 4-0 lead for Pittsburgh. Here's the Blackhawks starting a busy stretch here at the United Center, where they're going to be playing 12 of the next 15 games and 10 of the next 12. So after a lot of road games over the last month or two, a lot of home games coming up here in Chicago, and it's off to a tough start for the Blackhawks so far. Good thing there's a lot of hockey left, but the Hawks are going to need a lot of help getting back into this hockey game, scoring or allowing 4 goals in that first period. I think a couple of them Spencer Knight certainly would want to have back. The first one, the Anthony Mantha goal, just a minute 38 seconds into the game, and then also the fourth goal by Brian Rust. The Hawks tried to call a timeout after the third goal by Pittsburgh, and Jeff Blashill was really animated on the Blackhawks bench, trying to get his team going. And then there were a couple power plays that the Blackhawks had that I thought were missed opportunities, particularly the first one. After Pittsburgh made it 3-0, Hawks call a timeout, and then a minute and 36 seconds later, the Hawks get a power play opportunity, and they only generated one shot attempt on that power play. And right after it ended is when the Pittsburgh Penguins went up 4-0. And so if the Hawks capitalize on that power play, we're talking about a 3-1 game. The building livens up, and maybe Pittsburgh starts to play a little bit on their heels, that the Hawks start to come. But instead, they score the fourth goal, and now it just feels like a rout, and the Hawks are going to have to depend on the Pittsburgh Penguins really taking their foot off the gas pedal to try to get back into this hockey game. And the power play has been a struggle without Connor Bedard, which I think was expected, but it's been unfortunate because it's such a crucial area for the Blackhawks to generate offense when there is no 98 in the lineup. And now in the last 7 games, I mean, I'm including the 7th game in this one, Hawks are just 1 for 17 on the power play without Connor Bedard in the lineup. So just one power play goal over those 7 games. It's just not going to be enough. And so the Hawks have to find a way to get something going on the power play, because it already played a big role in the first period for Chicago. They ended up getting a second one later on in the period with 6:15 left. Thought they generated some more chances on that one. 4 shot attempts, 4 scoring chances, but neither of them hit the net. And so Hawks really have to turn things around on the power play, try to find a combination that works without 98 in the lineup and without Frank Nazar for the foreseeable future. And so we'll see if the Blackhawks can get back into this hockey game. You saw Connor Murphy drop the gloves towards the end of that first period with Noel Acciari. Clearly it was Connor Murphy just trying to liven up the crowd and get the Blackhawks bench back into this game. You saw Nick Foligno he crashed hard to the Pittsburgh Penguins bench, tried to make a stir to just change the mood of the game so far. Unfortunately, as it hasn't worked, but let's see if the Connor Murphy fight and this intermission potentially allows the Blackhawks to just reset mentally, come back out here in the second period and just focus on getting one goal at a time and maybe play themselves back into this hockey game. It's a 4-0 score. The Penguins up 4-0 on the Chicago Blackhawks. We got some second period action coming up next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Home. For some, it's where the heart is. A feeling of comfort and care that hits, well, close to home. For others, home is something bigger, a belonging that goes beyond a zip code and more about living by a code of service and commitment for everyone, everywhere. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we've shared the same communities with our members for nearly 90 years. And while we'll always be your one local and trusted healthcare partner, we are forever committed to ensuring access to the highest quality, affordable care through every stage of life, empowering whole person health with compassion and innovation, one member at a time. Because wherever in the world your journey leads, we'll make sure you always feel right at home.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Hey, Chicago Blackhawks fans! I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, a win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tackle the elements in style with a brand new Porsche from the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park. Browse and test drive our extensive selection, like the 2025 Porsche Macan. Right now, lease the 2025 Macan for only $949 a month for 39 months. Discover performance like no other when you visit the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park or PorscheExchange.com. 7,239 units. Excludes tax title license and outfit. No security deposit required. Expires 1/2/25.
For breaking legal news on the hottest issues, tune into Legal Face-Off on WGNradio.com, hosted by Rich Lenkoff and Tina Martini, and brought to you by McCorkle Litigation Services.
Up next, the second period. Here's Charlie Roumeliotis with your recap.
Back here at the United Center, where the Blackhawks and Penguins have hit the ice for the start of the second period. The Blackhawks find themselves in a 4-0 hole going into the second. What's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. And let me provide some optimism really quick going into the second period. 2 weeks ago, the Pittsburgh Penguins were up 5-1 on the San Jose Sharks and blew the 5-1 lead in the third period, lost the game 6-5 in overtime, and then the very next game against the Utah Mammoth, the Penguins blew a 3-0 lead, lost 5-4 in overtime. So it's a 4-goal blown lead and a 3-goal blown lead just 2 weeks ago for the Penguins. So I'm going to throw it back over to John and Steve, and my what's on deck is a potential 4-goal comeback for the Blackhawks against Pittsburgh. How about that?
I like it. I could see it happening too, especially for the Blackhawks, because, you know, they need some excitement. If they get that next goal, all of a sudden they're going to start feeling a little better about themselves. The fans are going to get into it, and that's going to be a wave, and hopefully they can ride that wave, but they got to get that first one.
And that's I'll follow up by saying that works for me. I like that plan, Charlie.
Perfect. We're all on board.
Well, we'll see what happens here in the second. Artur Shilovs, by the way, in 2 games against the Blackhawks has surrendered only 2 goals. So you got to get one by him. And he's had the Hawks number a little bit in his career. Underway here in the second period. Penguins control. Ricard Raquel deflects a pass down ice behind the Hawk net where Vlasic pumps it around at the left wing side. Bertuzzi tried to spin it up the middle of the ice for Slaggert, but that's broken up, and now here's Bertuzzi taking a pass from Vlasic. He's over the Penguin line through the high slot and fires. He hit the post. That's the third post. 3 bars, Steve. That's the pub crawl.
It sure is. That's unbelievable what we've seen in the last 2 games, John.
Now along the right side boards in the corner, Dickinson kicks the puck to the corner for Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi battling with an unidentified Penguin in the corner. Puck comes free, but right to Kaiser, high slot. Over to Lardis, one-timer from the right circle, and Shilovs flew across the crease to get a pad on that. That's the save of the night for Shilovs. Then Kaiser fires from the left point. That's into the glove of Shilovs, and he'll hold on, and a face-off will ensue in the circle to his right.
Kind of a new look line there with Lardis outplaying with Bertuzzi and Jason Dickinson, and boy, they generated a couple of really good looks there. First, the one off the post, and then Nick Lardis. What a stop that was by Sheloff. He just got it with the heel of his stick as he was going from his left to his right. So there was some room there. And I take that back. That was not Lardis. He was just on a change. So at the beginning of his shift, it was the end of the shift for Dickinson and Bertuzzi, and that's why he was out with those two guys.
Little young MC in the background. Face off in the Penguin zone. Controlled by the Pens. Kulak with a pass up ice for Koivunen and Hochline. Picked off by Levshunov, who didn't see Kindle coming along, and he pokes the puck into the Hawk zone. Levshunov in the far corner. Whips it up the boards, but not out. Chris Letang shot it across the rink. Penalty's going to be called here to the Hawks. Lardis. And out of the net, Sheloff's a back pass. Banks down ice in between the circles in the Penguin zone, but Letang is on it before the puck could slide into the empty Penguin net. Delayed penalty here. Here's Chris Letang to center ice. And he decides to turn away like he would in overtime and skate back with a puck inside the Penguin zone to get the Pens to regroup. Hands it off to Kindle. Leaves it at the line. Kulak back to Letang. To Koivunen crossing the Hawk line. Left point. Flips it across the rink. Grzelcyk will get to the puck in the far corner, and as he does, the whistle blows. So a tripping call will be made here. Nick Lardis will get the gate, and the Penguins will get their first power play of the night.
Now let's listen for the call.
Chicago, number 76, 2 minutes for tripping.
Tripping is the call. Not an ideal situation, but it is a situation you can generate some momentum. You get a real good kill, get the bench going a little bit, maybe get the fans into it a little bit, and who knows, you can score a shorthanded goal. The Pittsburgh Penguins, they've allowed 5 shorthanded goals this year.
Pens control off the draw. Here's Mantha in the right wing corner. Spins it up the boards. Crosby at the right point. Flips it across the rink to Brian Rust along the left side boards. Leaving it there for Raquel. He's angled into the corner boards with a check from Slaggert. The puck taken behind the net by Mantha, who drives it around, but nobody at the right point. This will slide down into the Pittsburgh zone. Erik Karlsson, former first-round pick of the Ottawa Senators, carrying out. Moving it to Crosby, cruising through center. Put it in over the Hawk line on the left wing to Rust. Back to Crosby, left corner. A pass back to the right point. Nobody was there, and this deflects down into the Penguin zone again. 1:15 on the power play. Karlsson to center ice, dropping the puck off. Penguin blue line to Crosby. He got to the Hawk blue line, shot a pass into the skates of Teuvo Teravainen, who calmly takes the puck and fires it ahead. It was intended for Ryan Green, but the pass missed. And now out of the net is Sheloff to direct the puck into the far corner in the Penguin zone to Karlsson. Hawks change up their penalty killer.
Yeah, so far pretty good penalty kill by the Blackhawks. And again, very aggressive, really forcing the situation, making Pittsburgh make good passes.
Rutger McGroarty into the Hawk zone, dropping it off along the left wing boards. And the centering pass for Novak goes all the way through to the far corner, picked off by Kaiser. Head to Slaggert, and he'll make the smart play and clear the puck off the right side boards and down.
And Slaggert filling in for Ilya Mikheyev, and he's done a real good job, not only on that line, but killing penalties too. He's been out there pretty regularly in that shorthanded situation and certainly doesn't look out of place.
McGroarty runs into a check from Teravainen as he enters the Hawk zone. Kaiser to the loose puck will clear down ice. Penguins come out of their end in the last rush of this power play. McGroarty into the Hawk zone down the left wing side. Send it across the rink. Letang from the right boards will fire a shot, and that looked like it grazed the post and ricocheted down ice into the Penguin zone. 3 seconds, 2-1. Lardis is out of the box, and the Hawks are back to full strength. Sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. So 5 in a row for the Hawks, covering the last 2 games, or 4 periods if you wish. In the Hawk zone, Koivunen in the right wing circle. Fed it out to the left point. That's taken there by Shea. Put it in the high slot. A long shot came in from St. Ivany. It's gloved by Soderblom. And now you got Ryan Donato unhappy with something that Billy Koivunen did there. But the linesmen separate the two of them.
I think Ryan Donato, just as a veteran leader on this team, trying to get his team engaged. So, scores 4-0. He doesn't want guys hanging around, getting a free look, getting a free shot. Maybe he thought Koivunen jabbed at that puck, which he might have, and Arvid Soderblom had it up in his equipment, so Donato didn't like that. Gave him a shot, send a subtle message. The Blackhawks, another really good penalty kill. And again, I'll go back to the aggressive nature of that penalty kill. Just not letting the other team be good, making them be good by, taking away time and space.
Coming up, the Four Seasons, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric face-off for all the right reasons. Call 866-4 Seasons. Face-off circle to Soderblom's right. It's going to be Ryan Green facing off with Blake Lizotte, who used to play for the LA Kings. Shot from St. Ivany for the left point goes all the way through across to the far corner. Connor Murphy to the puck. Fed it up the left wing. Bertuzzi to Green at center ice near the end of his shift. He'll flip the puck down behind the Penguin net. Donato finishing his check there on St. Ivany, but the Penguins get the puck. Lizotte passing to center ice to Achari. Put it over the Hawk blue line on the left wing side to Connor Dewar. He spins it around out to the right point. St. Ivany there. Now Ryan Shea at the left point. Whips it across the rink. Nobody home. One of the Pens had just climbed off the bench. That's Crosby. He corrals the loose puck to St. Ivany. At the Penguin line, shot it to the Hawk line, picked off by Bertuzzi. Back into the Penguin zone. Hands it off. Burakovsky fires, and this deflects in on goal. And Sheloff's the goaltender, put the glove on top of the puck to the ice and held on at the top of the crease.
Now, tonight's Coaches' Challenges are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. With 8 specialties ranked among the top 10 in the nation by U.S. News and World Report, the teams at Northwestern Medicine offer second opinions for the toughest conditions. And that's exactly how the Blackhawks have to try and generate some offense, is just getting the puck towards the net. Good job by Tyler Bertuzzi to draw a crowd, dish it over to Burakovsky, and then head to the net himself.
Well, the draw circle to Sheloff's left, controlled by the Pens. Wotherspoon will just toss it to center ice in front of the benches. Vlasic grabs the puck there for the Hawks. Whips it back down the boards behind the net. Sheloff hands it off to Wotherspoon, who makes another pass. This ends up with the Hawk blue line. Then a pass turned over. Crosby breaking down the slot. Digs and shoots. Oh, Soderblom goes down on his belly and spread his pads and stops Sid the Kid. Oh, man. Crosby was going for the top shelf with a little hard wrist shot about 6 deeps before he got that shot away, and Soderblom got down in front of it, made the save.
He did that, John, 3 or 4 times in that game last night. Jamie Benn comes to mind right off the bat. I think Mikko Rantanen had a partial breakaway that Arvar Soderblom absolutely smothered. And, he talked in his post-game comments about getting better at breakaways, and right there you could just see he's challenging the shooter, he's staying out, and when he gets his pads down, they're literally flat to the ice. Really hard to beat him down low.
Now the puck shot in from the left wing corner by Russ, picked off by Crevier in front of the net. He sort of paused the puck down to the ice to his stick, gave it over to Vlasic. He'll clear down ice into the Pens end. Wotherspoon, center ice on the left wing, dumping the puck to the inboards Hawk zone. Vlasic grabs it behind the net, driving it up the left wing side. Dickinson couldn't clear the zone. And now Crevier to the loose puck between the circles. He advances it up the right wing. Slaggert at center ice, flings the puck down the boards into the Penguin zone. Around it goes to the far corner. Foligno will stick it back in behind. This is taken out up the near side by Wotherspoon. He gave up the puck at center ice, however, to Sam Lafferty. And from in front of the benches, he put the puck down behind the Pens net. And Parker Wotherspoon got it there. Over to Chris Letang. The Penguin line. He fires it ahead for Raquel. This deflects off his stick and into the glove of Soderblom. To Murphy, to Kaiser, then to Doc. He'll skate it up the right wing to center ice. And try to one-hand the puck into the Penguin zone, but that ends up on Kulak's stick. Over to Letang. Here's a pass ahead down the right wing side, and a shot from Kindle was turned out of there. Loose puck in the left wing corner. Kulak's got it for the Pens. Put it around to Letang at the right point. Now down to Kulak to Letang straight away with a drive. Glove save made by Arvid Soderblom. And he'll hold the puck long enough for a whistle. 13:09 left in the second. Still 4-0 Pittsburgh. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hi, this is Dave Musil, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. When emergencies happen, who do you call? Broken pipe, power outage, furnace failure, no hot water? The answer is always the same. Call Four Seasons. We guarantee same-day service and installation on all heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. That's why over 30,000 customers have given us a 5-star Google review.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
It's Bob Surratt. If you follow hockey, you know how important protection is. Protecting the net, the lead, the win. Planning for retirement isn't much different. It's not one decision, it's many. Each one shapes the life you want, how to create reliable income, how much risk to take, when to step away from work, and how to safeguard what you've built. Handling all of that alone can feel like a full-time job. That's why I chose Trajan Wealth. Their fiduciary advisors work with you one-on-one to make the complex feel clear and build a plan that keeps your money working for what's ahead. Your strategy starts with a simple conversation. For a retirement plan you can trust, let Trajan Wealth guide you. Schedule your complimentary review at TrajanWealth.com or visit their offices in Naperville, Park Ridge, or Orland Park. Trajan Wealth, helping protect what you've built for what comes next.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, it's Ryan Donato. Listen to Bob Surratt weekdays at 6 a.m. on WGN Radio.
Well, thanks, Ryan. And the newest episode of Every Shift is here. Episode 2 takes you inside the highs and lows of an NHL season through the lens of an energetic, tight-knit Blackhawks group led by Connor Bedard and Spencer Knight. See exclusive behind-the-scenes footage of the lead-up to the highly anticipated return of the Blackhawks' iconic black jersey. Watch now on youtube.com/Blackhawks.
I love that sweater, Steve. I don't know about you, but I think that is so cool.
Oh, it is. It's a must-have.
They'll draw a circle to the left of Soderblom. Hawks haven't gotten anything going yet. They've been outshot 14-9 by the Pens and trail 4-0. And we're almost halfway through the second period. Grizzly back in the Hawk zone. Outlets to Ryan Green at center ice. He'll backhand the puck into the Penguin end along the left sideboards. Letang broke that up and works the puck ahead to Mantha. He'll clear it off the boards into the Hawk end. Matt Grizzly back to get it. Passes up the right wing, Lardis, who drops it back to Levshunov, and he shot a pass ahead up the left wing for Green, but this is over his stick, and it goes down for icing against the Hawks.
You know, John, Charlie mentioned the two games just a couple of weeks ago that these Pittsburgh Penguins basically blew. They were up 5-1 in the third period against the San Jose Sharks, ended up losing it in overtime 6-5, and then the next game they almost did the same thing. They were up 4-1 against Utah, ended up losing it. But you can tell they're maybe learned a lesson from that game because right now, defensively, the structure is there. There's literally one guy in the forecheck. You've got four guys through the neutral ice area. It's really tough for Chicago to get any kind of speed going through that neutral zone. And, you know, that's what Chicago's known for is their team speed. And right now, not able to show it against Pittsburgh.
Tang takes a turnover, Penguin line, passing ahead for Brazo into the Hawk zone on the left wing side. Levshunov steps around him, took the puck away, tried to fire it to the Penguin blue line there for Donato, but it's taken back by the Pens. Here's Mantha now behind the Hawk net. Checked by Grizzly, puck comes free to Brazo. He put it in front of the net. Lardis slings it out of there to Ryan Green, Hawk line left wing. Little handoff to Donato coming by. Tried to work the puck into the Penguin zone. Had trouble with it. Mantha back the other way to Crosby over the Hawk line to the left wing side. Tried to put a pass through. Picked off by Burakovsky, who shot it out to center ice, but Shea recovers for Pittsburgh. To St. Ivany. Penguin line on the right wing. They're working ahead for Russ to the Hawk blue line, but he had it taken off his stick. And then St. Ivany will fire it off the left glass and down behind the Hawk net. Soderblom guides it over to Vlasic. He'll lift the puck through and down into the Penguin zone. Here's Ryan Shea to the puck. Hit by fellow Bostonian Ryan Donato in front of the Hawks bench, but fends off the check. Fed the puck on the left wing to Ricard Raquel down into the Hawk zone. He put the puck in behind the net. It was intended for Crosby, but the puck rolls free to the corner. Pens get it. Crosby passing up the high slot area, deep slot area, and the puck slides all the way down as it missed both Wotherspoon and Carlson. And Carlson now collects it in behind the Penguin net.
The Blackhawks have had an opportunity for a couple of breakaways in this period. Ryan Donato got in behind the defense. Watch this.
There's Raquel breaking into the Hawk zone down the slot. He shoots, and that's turned out of there by Soderblom. I thought we were going to get a hooking call there, Steve, but none given. Now loose puck in the left wing corner. Acciari of the Penguins pokes the puck up the boards, but is picked off by Tyler Bertuzzi. He hands it off. Dickinson over the Penguin blue line. Snaps a long one in on goal, and a stick save made by Sheloffs, who then plops on the puck with a glove and holds on. Face-off circle to Sheloffs is left.
We saw a clear-cut breakaway a few minutes ago by Sidney Crosby, one of the best in the NHL. There was a partial breakaway by Ricard Raquel, who is a very shifty winger, and as you mentioned, kind of got, I'd say upset by Ryan Green, who came back hard. Maybe got his stick onto the stick of Raquel. Didn't get the shot off that he wanted, but still, Soderblom with a nice save.
Now Ryan Green's been tossed off the dot. And it's going to be Oliver Moore to try his hand against the Penguins' Blake Lizotte. And Moore wins this faceoff. Now to Lardis, to Moore along the right boards. He snaps it behind the net around to the far corner. Ryan Green took it there. Put it behind the net to Moore, right corner to Crevier, firing from the right point. Blocked on the way through by Lizotte. Put a pass up the near side, held in at the line nicely by Oliver Moore with some hard work. Pokes it down behind the Penguin net. Wotherspoon tracks it down. Put it up the right side for Achari, who hands the puck off to Blake Lizotte. Cleared to center ice. Lardis took it away for the Hawks. Fed it ahead for Colton Dock down the left wing and in behind the Penguin net where he runs into a check. Puck comes free to the near corner. Dock put the body on Carlson along the boards as the puck slides to center ice. Murphy got it there. Over to Matt Grzelcyk. He'll snap it down the glass in behind the Penguin net. Rolls around to the near side. Foligno to Murphy, right point. To Grzelcyk, top of the left circle. Hammers a shot, and that deflects through and wide. Murphy got it back at the right point. Spins it down behind the net. Wotherspoon directs it around. Grzelcyk pinching from the left point to the half boards. Kept it alive there. And now Grzelcyk on the left wing corner battling. Had the puck taken away by the Pens. There's a lead pass by Lizotte ahead for Achari into the Hawk zone, but picked off by Murphy. To Colton Dock. Steps into the Penguin zone. Drops the puck on the right point to Foligno. Just spin it down behind the Pens net up the far side. Kaiser drops it off Lafferty. Now at Foligno in front. Shoots, he scores! Welcome back to the lineup, Captain Nick Foligno. Bada boom, bada bang. The Hawks are on the board, trailing 4-1.
And with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito, Yankee Tequila. And boy, what a great fourth line shift that was. Constant pressure. They kept it inside the zone. Nice spin around shot too by Colton Dock, who didn't dust it off. He just fired it right away. And a pretty nifty move by Nick Foligno. Between his legs on the backhand, puck ended up chopping up over the pad of Sheloff's. He actually blocked the first one. Oh, no, I see. As he kind of swatted at it on the backhand, it bounced off the ice over the pad of Sheloff's. And that is a big first goal for the Blackhawks. 4-1 the score. We still have half a game to go.
And for Captain Nick Foligno, that's his first tally on the season. It'd be the first of 40. He's got time in the season to get to 40. What the heck? I think big, right?
Yeah.
Foligno scoring at 10:50 of period number 2. A little bit of momentum for the Hawks. Let's see if they can build on it. Here's Burakovsky taking a pass into the Penguin zone down the right wing. Put a pass to the slot. Was intended for Teravainen. Letang intercepts for Pittsburgh. Lead pass into the Hawk zone. Picked off by Artem Leshinov. He'll clear to center ice. Letang got it back. Lifts the puck through the air down into the catching glove of Arvid Soderblom. When the Hawk crease, he'll hold it. And a whistle will stop play. We have 8:36 left in period number 2. It's Pittsburgh 4 and the Hawks 1. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey Blackhawks fans, it's Ryan Donato. You're locked in for Blackhawks hockey on WGN Radio.
Finding health insurance can be so confusing. People need help. That's why I work for Get Covered Illinois.
We are the state's official health insurance marketplace.
And we're here to help. With thousands of brokers certified by the state and hundreds of trained insurance guides, what we call navigators, available in communities across Illinois.
All free.
At getcoveredillinois.gov, we're here to help.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
As a hard-working union member, you earn significant financial benefits. And as you approach retirement, you need a trusted partner. I'm Ron Whittingham from Megan Financial. Megan's approach is unique in our craft. We provide financial planning solutions exclusively designed for the hard-working men and women of organized labor. We'll help you understand all of your pension benefits, and we will efficiently allocate your retirement funds. Visit us at megent.com, MEGENT.com. Happy holidays from all of us at Megan Financial.
Securities and advisory services offered through Cetera Advisors, LLC, member FINRA SIPC.
Hey, Chris Chelios here. It's time to break out the Bandito. El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So smooth, it's criminal. Break out the Bandito, baby.
Well, Who's Hot, Who's Cold is sponsored by Plumbers 911 Chicago, where they do it right the first time. And Who's Hot? Well, how about the Chicago Blackhawks penalty kill? Over the last 14 and a half games, they are 41 for 47. That works out to just over 85%. Keep in mind, the Pittsburgh Penguins power play on the road ranks third. And then who's not? The Seattle Kraken. They've lost 6 of 7 at home. And in those 7 games, they've only scored 13 goals. And that's surprising because they had a great start at home this year. They were 6-1-3 to start the year. And things have turned south on them of late.
Came in here and beat the Blackhawks in that game not long ago. And by the way, let's give it up to the Buffalo Sabres. 8 straight wins for the Sabres. Jarmo Kekalainen running the show there now. So we'll see if everything will stay on the up and up for Pittsburgh. Crosby into the Hawk zone, right point. Smothered with a body check by Vlasic, who pushes him and the puck to center ice in front of the benches. Then Crosby shot the puck across the rink. Letang enters the Hawk zone at the left point. Spins it down behind the net. Far corner to Vlasic. Goes. Dickinson a lead pass. Bertuzzi over the Penguin line. Left point. Put it down to Slaggert in the right wing circle. Slaggert turning with the puck. Ends up turning right into a check from Letang, but works it free. Bertuzzi right corner to Murphy right point. And we get a whistle stopping play.
Too many men.
Too many men on the ice.
And it looked like the Bertuzzi line is out there, or was out there. I got 3 defensemen. That was the problem. Grizzlick's out there with...
Chicago, minor penalty, too many men on the ice.
Grizzlick was out there with Murphy and Kaiser, so somehow that Grizzlick jumped on the ice, wasn't supposed to be out there. And those are the kind of penalties that hurt. We talked about the penalty kill and how good it's been for Chicago. Boy, this is a real big kill now.
Steve, I believe this is the 9th time this season that the Blackhawks have been assessed a minor penalty for too many men.
Well, that's not good, but sometimes that's a function of a young team and maybe a team that's not really communicating really well. It's funny, though, sometimes good penalties they're easier to kill if you're stopping a goal, stopping a breakaway, and those you dig down and kill. But sometimes these needless penalties are the ones that end up biting you in the back.
Draw to the left of Soderblom. Penguins control. Koivunen along the left boards. To Kindle left circle. Put it out in front. They score. It's Justin Brazeau. For a big man, he showed some tremendous hands there and some great stick work. He was able to take the puck and go from forehand to backhand and do a little pivot. And he put it past Arvid Soderblom. It just barely went over the goal line, but it counts. Power play goal, 5-1 Penguins.
I've been really impressed with Brazeau's game. He has been noticeable from the very first shift. Remember, he got it deep, got the puck deep, he got it back there. Just took it to the hoop himself, went to the net. And he commands space because he's a big body, and he'll lean on you. He'll be physical. I think Vlasic maybe had an opportunity to come over and contest it. He didn't. And that was a nice move. It was pretty, and unfortunately, Arvid Soderblom couldn't get to it as it trickled across the goal line.
It's going to be Brazeau from Kindle, and the goal at 12:20 of period number 2. Pittsburgh now 1 for 2 on their power play. In behind, by the way, Brazeau's got a pair of goals in the game here this evening. There's St. Ivany with a shot for the right point Hawk zone. That goes wide. Loose puck to the left wing corner. Connor Dewar fires. That never got through to the net. Now Grizzlick will take the puck and escape behind the net. But a pass up the left wing side. Picked off by St. Ivany of the Pens, who put the puck behind the net to Dewar. Stick lifted by Levshunov. Doc takes the puck away. Doc through center. Put it over the Penguin line down the right wing. And Doc and Foligno arrive at the same time on Novak and put him into the near corner glass. But the Pens are back up ice into the Hawk zone. Dewar fires. He scores from the left wing circle. Connor Dewar takes a handoff and fired it past Arvid Soderblom, who was screened on this shot. And I believe this was tipped on the way through.
I think it was. Justin Brazeau leading the charge. That shot, the high riser by Dewar, and might have even gone off of It did. It went off of Brazo's stick. Now, is it a high stick?
I was just going to say.
Yeah, it was. It got lifted up afterwards, so that shot was going to be on net. It gets redirected by Brazo, who, well, we've talked about him a few times tonight. That's his third goal. He now has 11 goals on the year. That's just in 23 games. He's on pace for basically a 40-goal per year stretch. So a pace. Not a bad showing tonight for Justin Brazeau.
So 6-1 is the score. Kaiser with a shot from the left point. He scores! Hit the end boards and bounces back off the goaltender Sheloffs and goes back into the Penguin net. And Wyatt Kaiser now takes the lead among Blackhawk defensemen in goal scoring. And that's also a career high in points for Wyatt Kaiser. Makes the score 6-2.
Well, with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito, Yankee Tequila. And John, you called it perfectly. He was aiming to shoot that wide to get the carom to come out front, possibly to Moore for a shot. Instead, it goes off the back of the leg of Sheloffs. He kicks it into his own net. He just banks into his own net, basically. So they respond in a good way. 6-2 the score. There's still plenty of time in this hockey game.
That goal at 13:30 of period number 2 as we rejoin the play. Vlasic to the puck behind the Hawk net. Passing it ahead, Jason Dickinson. Tried to move it ahead for Lafferty. Picked off by the Penguins' Wotherspoon. Got it to Brian Rust. He enters the Hawk zone right point. Put the puck down to the end boards. Vlasic spun it up the far side. Dickinson claiming the puck. Moves it ahead for Bertuzzi. He's tied up by Raquel, but works the puck free. Then kept in at the line. And the puck shot down behind the Hawk net by Carlson. Vlasic with a bank pass up the right wing. Slaggert enters the Penguin zone. Gave it to Dickinson, right wing circle. Turning, he'll fire. This deflects off of Slaggert and wide. Don't go away, folks. It just seems like they're trading chances here tonight. Slaggert fires from the left circle and a pad save made by Sheloffs. Levshinoff will let one rip from the right point. That sails over the net off the glass. From the left point, Grzelcyk fires the knuckleball, and that goes wide. Bertuzzi was creating a screen in front. Loose puck now in behind the Penguin net, settled down by Wotherspoon, and he'll skate it out. Parker Wotherspoon to center ice, hands the puck now, Chris Letang over the Hawk line, down the right wing. Swept it behind the net, around it goes to the near side. Toivonen plays it to the left point to Kulak, he fires a shot, and this deflects in on Soderblom, who turned it wide. Teravainen then redirects a pass down ice into the Penguin zone along the right boards, and Letang's got it. He'll carry behind his net, chased out by the Hawks' Andre Burakovsky, who forces a turnover. Burakovsky to the puck right wing corner. Hit from behind by Letang. Knocked off the puck. And McGroarty's got it, and they got it ahead to Kindle at center ice. Crossing the Hawk blue line. Kindle with a backhander, put it in front. McGroarty turns and fires. That goes over the net. McGroarty from Lincoln, Nebraska. He had to grow up a Cornhuskers fan.
Chances are.
Here's Donato into the Penguin zone on the right wing side. He backhands it down behind the net. Taken back by the Pens' Ryan Shea. Working ahead to the Hawk blue line. Connor Murphy took the puck away to Nick Lardis. Darts into the Penguin zone, right point. Tried to drop it off to Murphy. Picked off by the Penguins down the left wing side. Thomas Novak fires. And a nice save made by Soderblom down in the butterfly position. Kaiser hands it ahead. Oliver Moore over the Penguin blue line. Made a drop pass, but right onto the stick of Mantha of the Pens. He clears to center ice. Kaiser's got it back. Crisscrossing with Moore over the Penguin blue line, but this play is whistled dead on the offside. 4 minutes left in period number 2. 6-2 Penguins. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
What do the Blackhawks and United Airlines have in common? The next generation has arrived, and the future looks bright. New planes are joining the United Airlines fleet every week, decked out with Bluetooth connectivity, screens and power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to fit everyone's carry-on. Book your next trip on the United app or United.com today. United Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Chicago Blackhawks. Cold weather and hockey season go together hand in hand, but your home isn't a hockey rink, and you want it to be the perfect temperature no matter the season. With Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning mini split systems, you get the ultimate comfort and efficiency every time, even in those difficult to heat places in your home. Their units are designed to deliver consistent comfort where you need it most. Check out Mitsubishi electric heating and cooling mini split systems today at getacomfyhome.com. Too much junk and not enough time? Junk Luggers brings order to the chaos fast. Old furniture? Gone. Basement clutter? History. That broken treadmill? Out of here. They make it simple. One call, one team, total transformation. And because they care about the planet, Junk Luggers donates and recycles everything they can. Less landfill, more feel good. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today. Let's save your space and the planet together.
Hey, it's Jason Dickinson. Don't miss a moment. Stream the game on WGNradio.com.
Hey, thanks, Jason. And all Blackhawks wins this season are sponsored by Circus Sports Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. And if you're joining us late, Justin Brazo with the hat trick makes it 6-2. Justin, a great story, John. And I know you like these kind of stories. Undrafted. You know, he played in the East Coast Hockey League. He played in the AHL. Got sent back to the East Coast League. And, you know, finally cracked it with Boston. Last year was in Minnesota. And like I said earlier today, on a pace, if he was to play all the games this year, on a pace for 40 goals.
Yeah. He's a big kid. He's not known for fighting, as a lot of those guys unfortunately have to be, but he's certainly shown a touch around the net, hasn't he?
Certainly has. Pretty good hands. You know, I thought he was a little, you're right, he doesn't have a lot of penalty minutes throughout his career, but he does have good hands, and he's been a presence tonight.
Here's Shea into the Hawk zone, drops it off. Achari from the right circle, pumps it in on goal, and a nice glove save made by Soderblom. He'll hold the puck, face-off circle to his left, down to 3:26 left in the second, 6-2 Penguins.
You know, Arvid Soderblom comes in after replacing Spencer Knight in that first period, and I know he's allowed 2 goals, but I can't really blame him on either one. Justin Brazo takes it to the hoop on the power play and, you know, makes a real nice move, kind of slips off his stick and it goes in, and then that last one by Brazo, again, just a redirection, a tip literally right in front. Nothing the netminder can do.
An update from San Francisco. The Bears and the 49ers locked up 7-all. I think that game's in the second quarter, Charlie? Second quarter? First quarter. Okay, my apologies. Go Bears. Inside the Hawk zone near corner. Crevier put a shoulder into Rust. Puck slides to Crosby. Crosby along the left wing boards. Put the puck to the left point to Wotherspoon. Sends it to the right point. And a shot from Carlson misses the other way. Here's Bertuzzi on a break into the Penguin zone to the net. He shoots! Oh, and the save made by Sheeloff, and then Bertuzzi got to the puck behind the net. He may have caught the stick of Carlson, who was trying to defend, but he went down and no penalty call. There's puck to the left wing corner. Slaggert there, whips it down behind the net. Around it goes to the near side. Dickinson tried to get to the puck. His stick was held off the ice there by Crosby. Penguins get the puck. Koivunen into Crosby. He'll dump it in behind the Hawk net.
The fact that Bertuzzi did not complain about that play from Carlson leads me to believe that I think he just lost the balance himself.
Now Nick Lardis is buried with a body check from Rutger McGroarty in front of the penalty boxes as they continue to play. Chris Letang, right point Hawk zone. Spins it down to Ville Koivunen back of the Hawk net. He absorbs a check from Kaiser, put it back to the right point. Letang along wrist shot, punched out with a blocker save by Soderblom. Kaiser to the rebound, will send it down ice into the Penguin zone. The Hawks will get a line change.
It's a well-placed rebound from Arvid Soderblom. And Jimmy Waite works with his goaltenders. Jimmy Waite, the goaltending coach for the Blackhawks, worked with his goalies just on plays like that, getting the rebound into a non-dangerous area.
Here's Matt Grzelcyk, who played last season for the Pens. Moves it ahead more over the Penguin line to Green. He fires one in for the left circle. And that's into the equipment of Sheeloff, the goaltender. Then after the whistle, the boys get together for some post-holiday cheer. The linesmen are there on the scene as well.
And Oliver Moore, good to see the youthful enthusiasm there. And they're just showing the replay of that Tyler Bertuzzi break. And he did a real good job protecting the puck and overextending, trying to reach around Sheeloff with the shot. You know, sometimes it looks like Tyler Bertuzzi looks awkward on the ice. He's actually got really good edges, and unfortunately lost his edge on that last play on the wraparound from behind the net. But He just never quits on a puck, and it's amazing how many pucks he gets on second and third opportunities.
Draw one by the Hawks. Here's Levshinoff, a long shot from the high slot. Hits the end boards. Claimed in behind the net by Donato. Donato then rolls off a check right corner, walks into the net and fires. Turned out of there by Sheloffs. Follow-up shot by Teravainen was blocked. And the Penguins get it back. Dewar clears to center ice to Achari. He's over the Hawk line down the right wing. Tried to fire one in on goal. It was blocked. Lizotte got it back. Put it out to the right point. Long shot from there. They score. And Noel Achari is going to get credit for this goal. This puck hit the end boards. And Achari was cruising in front of the Hawk net. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Picked up the rebound and shot it past Soderblom. 7-2 Pens.
Kind of similar to that wide Kaiser shot that went off the end boards. This comes right out front, right to Chari. And Achari, Johnny on the spot. Maybe got a bit of a break there. The puck came off the apron of the net and right to his stick. Matt Grzelcyk was in the area but couldn't control it, and a relatively easy goal for Achari. And that fourth line, they've been effective tonight. A good forecheck. And a lucky bounce there ends up in the back of the net. 7-2 the score for Pittsburgh.
Noel Achari, that's number 3 on the season, assisted by St. Ivany and Blake Lizotte. So now 7-2 in favor of the Pens.
I mentioned Achari back in the 2019-2020 season. This was with Florida. He had 20 goals. That was just his 5th year in the NHL. He started with the Boston Bruins, went to Florida, and then he's actually bounced around a little bit. St. Louis, Toronto, and now Pittsburgh. So this is 5th team.
He's very good on draws. He's possibly, percentage-wise, the best face-off man for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And as I mentioned, a Providence College product. But playing his trade here for the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. 7-2, the Pens lead. 50 seconds left in period number 2. Here's a pass from St. Ivany up ice that hit the stick of Brazo. He deflects it behind the net. Vlasic spun it around. Held in by St. Ivany at the right point. He spins it back in behind the net. Into the left wing corner. 2 big guys get together in the left wing corner. Louis Crevier leaning on Anthony Mantha, both from the province of Quebec. They continue to battle for the puck. Colton Dach's able to pull it out of the pile. He tried to clear, held in. St. Ivany fires from to the right point. Butterfly save made by Soderblom. Vlasic now from the left wing boards. Hawk end will lift the puck out to center ice. Ryan Shea took it back. He'll clear it down the boards behind the Hawk net. Soderblom leaves it in the near corner to Louis Crevier. And he'll pass it out now to Dach, and there's the horn ending play after 40 minutes. 7-2 Pittsburgh after 40 shots on goal, favoring the Penguins 23-15. And right now, that's kind of an immaterial stat, Steve. 23 shots on the Blackhawks net. 7 have gotten past the goaltenders. This has just not been their night, unfortunately.
No, it hasn't, and I don't think it's been the Blackhawks' night either. I'm not going to blame all these goals on the goaltending. Yeah. They're just a step behind, and I don't want to use the excuse of playing in Dallas last night, getting in late, 2 o'clock in the morning, but it's not the same team that we saw last night, John. They were forceful, they were energetic, and right now they're like a half stride behind, it seems like, on everything. So, I look at the score sheet quickly, and you mentioned Ryan Shea, a former draft pick of the Chicago Blackhawks. He got 3 assists tonight. He's also a +5 in this hockey game. So maybe he's got something to prove to the Blackhawks because he's showing up in a big way. Justin Brazeau, I think you pointed out his first hat trick.
First career hat trick, yep.
And the big man, 6'6", 232 pounds. Boy, he's putting on a clinic here tonight for the Chicago Blackhawks. So, pretty impressed with Pittsburgh. And they came in here and they had something to prove. Just 1 win in their last 10 games, and they are giving it to the Blackhawks.
One thing Dan Muse, their head coach, has done here tonight is he's played his bottom 6 quite a bit. In fact, he started his 4th line to begin this hockey game, and they have delivered. I think maybe Jeff Blashill might do likewise in his 3rd period.
Yeah, why not? I mean, there's, give some guys an opportunity, give some young guys, Landon Slaggert. And I talk about the Blackhawks not having their game. Landon Slaggert's been noticeable. He's been good out there. He's given it his all. He's gotten a couple shots on net. I know he's got a few hits too. So, guys like that deserve to get a little more ice time now that the game is basically out of hand.
We were talking about Justin Brazeau, Steve. I wanted to go to him, and for some reason I cannot pull this up on my computer. So shame on me, shame on the computer. It's all the computer's fault. All right. 7-2 in favor of the Penguins after 2 periods here at the United Center. Charlie Romeliotis is going to have the ugly details for you in the upcoming intermission. He'll also probably have an update on what the Bears are doing out on the West Coast in San Francisco. Let's hope that the Bears can pull out a victory there. That'd be nice. And then third period action will follow along. So please stick around. 7-2 Pens. I wish I could do something about the score. Maybe the Hawks can in the third period. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Marquette Bank has been helping neighborhoods thrive in Chicago for 80 years. 80 years is a long time. When you bank with Marquette Bank, you matter. After 80 years, we've learned that helping people like you make smarter financial decisions helps our neighborhoods grow and thrive. When you bank with Marquette Bank, good things happen for you and your neighborhood. Marquette Bank. Love where you bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 462926.
Officer, could I get your perspective as a man of the law?
You know I'm a mall cop, right?
You see this Hyundai Santa Fe? I only paid for it.
Whoa.
Right? I'm not in trouble, am I?
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid models. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
Hey, Chicago fans, when the game's on the line, there's no time to waste.
Same goes for selling your house. At Jeff Buys Your House, we make it fast, easy, and stress-free.
No drawn-out showings, no waiting for months on the market.
Just a fair cash offer from a veteran-owned company that puts people first.
Don't let the clock run out. Choose the trusted source. Visit JeffBuysYourHouse.com and score your easy offer today.
Take back your weekend and let Floor Coverings International bring the showroom to you. Their design associates arrive with a mobile flooring showroom packed with over 3,000 flooring options. Carpet, luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, laminate, and tile. See your favorites in your own lighting and decor, saving you time and stress. Special holiday promotions and 0% financing available. Terms and conditions may apply. Visit floorcoveringsinternational.com today. Floor Coverings International, the stars of flooring.
The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7, 1-833-PLUM-911.
Time for a break. It's intermission time.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Here's Charlie Romeliotis with your intermission update.
Through 40 minutes here at the United Center, the Blackhawks Penguins have combined for 9 goals. The problem is Pittsburgh has 7 of those 9, and they lead Chicago 7-2. Shots on goal 23-15 in favor of the Penguins. So it's been a rough go here for the Blackhawks after they picked up a really big 4-3 shootout victory in Dallas last night against the second best team in the entire NHL. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to carry over that same momentum into the game tonight. Let's really quick get to tonight's Salute to a Veteran, which is sponsored by JeffBuysYourHouse.com, a proud veteran-owned business serving Chicagoland since 2007. That's JeffBuysYourHouse.com. U.S. Air Force veterans Nancy and Warren Prelnazek were the 2 that were honored before the game today. Stood next to Jim Cornelison for the deafening national anthem here at the United Center. Thank you both, Nancy and Warren, for your service. Let's get to some scores around the NHL. The 4 other games going on. We start in Columbus, where the Blue Jackets took care of business on the New York Islanders 4-2. It was Kirill Marchenko leading the way for Columbus by scoring 2 goals in the game. No Zach Werenski for the Columbus Blue Jackets for the second consecutive contest after he took a puck to the skate 8 days ago. He is ruled day-to-day. The Tampa Bay Lightning held off the Montreal Canadiens 5-4 earlier tonight, despite squandering a 4-1 lead in the third period. It was Nikita Kucherov leading the way for Tampa Bay with 2 goals. Also some good news on the injury front for Tampa Bay. Brandon Hagel, former Blackhawks winger, returned to the lineup after missing the last 4 games with an upper body injury. And then over in Detroit between the Maple Leafs and Red Wings, it's a tie score again through 2 periods, 1-1. Matthew Nyes and Moritz Seider have the goals for their respective teams. That game is in the second intermission. And then it's a 0-0 score between the Flyers and Kraken over in Seattle in the first intermission. Jared McCann and Vince Dunn are expected, they have returned to the lineup from injuries for Seattle. Some other NHL news, Winnipeg Jets defenseman Josh Morrissey has been ruled day-to-day with an undisclosed injury after he did not practice earlier today. So not sure what's going on there, as Winnipeg star defenseman not on the ice at practice for Winnipeg. And then the Ottawa Senators goaltender Linus Ullmark announced earlier today that he's taking a leave of absence for personal reasons. He's the number 1 goaltender for the Ottawa Senators, so wishing him and his family the best, making sure everything is okay there. Elsewhere in sports, we got to include a Chicago Bears update. It's a 7-7 score between the Bears and 49ers. TJ Edwards with a pick 6 for the Bears on the first play of the game. How about that? Hopefully the Bears are able to put together a win against the 49ers. To secure the number 1 seed, the Bears must win their final 2 games against the Seattle Seahawks must lose in Week 18 against the 49ers. Bears secure the number 2 seed with 1 more win either tonight or next week against the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, here at the UC, the Pittsburgh Penguins hold a 7-2 lead on the Chicago Blackhawks. We will take a quick break and break down what is going on in this game next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, it's Connor Murphy. Don't miss a moment. Stream the game on WGNradio.com.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. You know, I played in an era that was tough, gritty, old school. But I got major respect for the next generation of hockey. The speed, the skill, the precision. That's what I see in Flight by Yuengling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, clean, crisp, real beer flavor without the heaviness. This is the light beer that keeps up with the modern game. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Happy New Year. I'm Frank Cerrone, President and CEO of Pan American Bank and Trust. If you're a business owner in the Chicagoland area, you already know average doesn't cut it. You need a bank partner who moves fast, understands your needs, and delivers the capital and ideas to power your next big play. That's exactly what we do. We're Chicago's premier bank for ambitious entrepreneurs. Don't just bank, partner with Pan American Bank. Let's build something great together. Pan American Bank, Chicago's bank for ambitious entrepreneurs.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Streaming services, retail chains, and tech giants are all adding plus to their names. It's fairly obvious they were inspired by Hasseless mattress. Hasseless showrooms are employee-free, plus unbeatable prices on Tempur-Pedic, plus free next-day delivery, plus 60-month interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic with approved credit, plus a $300 MasterCard gift card with your Tempur-Pedic mattress. Maybe we should change our name to Hasseless Plus. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasseless.com.
For the lowest gas prices in Chicagoland, visit WGNradio.com/gas prices. Sponsored by your local Chevy dealers at ChevyDriveChicago.com.
Second intermission here at the United Center. The Blackhawks trail the Penguins 7-2. Through 40 minutes of play. This is the third time this season the Blackhawks have allowed at least 7 goals in the game. Hopefully it ends here through 2 periods of play. Time now to look at tonight's window of opportunity, sponsored by the state's official health insurance marketplace, Get Covered Illinois. Now is your opportunity to find health insurance that fits your budget at getcoveredillinois.gov. Open enrollment ends on January 15th. The Blackhawks fell behind 4-0 in the first period, but they played themselves back into the game, or so we thought, when Nick Foligno scored with 9:10 left in the second period. Unfortunately for Chicago, right after that, they committed a too many men on the ice penalty, which you heard John say the 9th time this season, and the Penguins end up capitalizing 8 seconds into their power play to make it 5-1, and it essentially felt like that was kind of the dagger of the game. Hawks finally get one. It was Nick Foligno's first goal of the season, and then just an unforced error by the Blackhawks, just with the too many men on the ice penalty, which has been a common theme for Chicago this season. That's an area that certainly has to get cleaned up. For the Penguins, I'm looking at some of the numbers. The Hawks actually lead in the expected goals department as far as in all situations, 2.14 to 2 for the Penguins. So it really feels like the Hawks are just not getting great goaltending from their goaltenders in this game. And it's obviously going to happen because I feel like the Hawks have relied so heavily on their goaltending in the first 2 months of the season, and now things are starting to come back down to earth just a little bit. Arvid Soderblom was absolutely terrific in the game last night against Dallas, and he's actually been pretty good in this game, I think, as well, in a relief appearance. Spencer Knight, I know, is not going to be happy with his performance after giving up 2 of the 4 kind of what you would characterize as soft goals, and so unfortunately for Spencer, it looks like he's going to fall to 0-5 in his last 5 starts for the Blackhawks, and so we'll see what happens there. And on Pittsburgh's end, Justin Brazeau with a hat trick. One of the more interesting hat tricks that we've seen, because it looked originally like it was going to be Connor Dewar's goal, but then you looked at the replay and it was Justin Brazeau, and I don't think anyone on the bench or either bench knew that it was the hat trick goal. And so there was not a single hat on the ice for the Penguins, and there's a pretty good Penguins fan contingent here. So unfortunately for Chicago, Brazeau with the hat trick. He's got 3 of the 7 goals for the Blackhawks, who are going to need a prayer to get back into this hockey game over in the third period. We'll take one more break, and then we're going to set up the third period next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
WGN Chicago is your radio home for the Hawks, the Cats, March Madness, and the Indy 500. On air and on smart devices worldwide.
The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Imagine having your skull detached from your spine to save you from paralysis. When Phil came to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, his spine was digging into his brainstem. After feeling unsure about his first hospital, he sought out our team's expertise and drove 14 hours for our care. We developed a comprehensive plan to rebuild his spine and made him feel at ease every step of the way.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Medicine is pioneering treatments for tough neurological conditions. During surgery, Phil's team detached his skull and removed the top of his spine. They then rebuilt his spine using rods and screws. This innovative procedure put him back on his feet in days instead of weeks.
As Phil's nurse, I'm proud to be part of the world-renowned team that's giving so many people a new lease on life.
Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better.
Brighten up your home with help from Menards. Check out our great selection of Lutron lighting controls. LED Plus dimmer switches are designed to match your existing switches and are easy to install. Create the perfect lighting for your home. Don't wait to finish your projects. Save big money on Lutron lighting controls now at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey Blackhawks fans, here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up.
It's the final 20. The third period's just ahead. Here's Charlie Roumeliotis with your recap.
Back here at the United Center, where the Blackhawks and Penguins are preparing to take the ice for the start of the third period. And I'm looking down, and it looks like Spencer Knight is actually leading the Blackhawks back onto the ice, so he's going to be back in net for the Chicago Blackhawks, interestingly enough. Hawks are down 7-2 in this game, but they did get one. They got 2 goals in the second period. The first was Nick Foligno for his first goal of the season.
Kaiser drops it off Lafferty. Now it's Foligno in front. Shoots, he scores! Welcome back to the lineup, Captain Nick Foligno. Bada boom, bada bang. The Hawks are on the board, trailing 4-1.
Welcome back to Nick Foligno is right. That's his first goal of the season after he missed the last 19 games with a left hand/wrist injury. That was his 16th game of the season. He has not been taking faceoffs in this game, which is an area that the Blackhawks really like to utilize his skill set. But because of the injury, the Hawks didn't want to overdo it. So I imagine they're going to ease those responsibilities back in as he gets more accustomed to returning to game shape. But that's an area that they certainly miss his presence in, because the Hawks have not been great at the faceoff circle so far this season. What's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. They send it back over to John and Steve for the third.
All right, thank you, Charlie. Well, as you said, Spencer Knight takes the crease again. He was pulled in favor of Arvid Soderblom, who came on, and he allowed 3 goals. And the thought comes to me on this situation, Steve, that maybe Arvid Soderblom, who played last night and played all the way through a 4-round shootout, maybe there's an issue with hydration there. And so maybe that's why Spencer's back in the net. Or possibly Spencer prevailed on Jeff Blashill and said, hey, put me back in. I know I can do better.
Yeah, you know what? I'm almost thinking the second. And I'm thinking that, you know what? I think Spencer's like, that's not fair to Arvid. He didn't prepare to be playing in this game. He didn't expect to play in this game. And we throw him in there. And, you know, all of a sudden they hang 3 on him. And, again, I'll go back to I'm not really blaming him for any of the goals. But I think Spencer Knight certainly appreciates the situation that a backup goaltender is in. He was a backup goaltender most of his career with the Florida Panthers, and they brought in Sergei Bobrovsky. And he was getting the tough starts, and he knows what it's like to be thrown into a game when you're cold. You don't expect to start it. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit if it was Spencer Knight. Now, it could be wrong. It could be a hydration thing. It could be maybe a minor injury that Arvid, you know, maybe he's nursing something. We don't know. But it wouldn't surprise me one bit if it was Spencer Knight asking to be put back in.
Well, bottom line, he's there. Off the draw, puck nearly turned over at the Hawk blue line. Good play there by Foligno to step into Wotherspoon, the defenseman of the Penguins. And now Foligno to the puck in front of the penalty boxes. Works it off the boards into the Pittsburgh zone. Carlson will now carry to center ice. Runs into Foligno, but dumps the puck down to the right wing corner, Hawk zone. Kaiser belts it behind the net over to Murphy, who shot it up ice for Foligno at center ice. And then Kaiser claims a loose puck and tracks back into the Hawk zone. Sends it over to Murphy. He shot it ahead for Colton Dock. He'll deflect the puck down in behind the Penguin net. The Hawks will get a line change. Chris Letang to center ice. Hands the puck to Brett Kulak, Hawk line on the left wing, and he'll send it down behind the net. Gravier whacks it around up the near side. Puck comes free. Slaggert couldn't move it out. Taken away by Raquel, top of the right circle. Put it down to Crosby, and from the right circle he fires. Turned out of there by Knight with a butterfly save. So an early test for Spencer. He was equal to the task. Rust deflects the puck from the left wing corner to Kulak. He is chased down by Slaggert. Crosby got to the puck in the left wing corner, put it out to the left point to Rust. He sent it down to the left corner. Raquel there to Crosby in the left wing corner. Bodied by Crevier, but fends off the check. Now he puts the puck in front of the net. Crevier, who regained his stick, takes the puck away. Head to Slaggert at center ice on the right wing, and he'll redirect the puck down behind the Pittsburgh net. The teams once again make line changes.
Yeah, Louis Crevier, as you mentioned, lost his stick and picked it up literally in the same motion, which was a good thing because Sidney Crosby, aware that he was without a stick, got it to a winger.
Oliver Moore breaking down the right wing side. Penguin zone goes from backhand to forehand and shot one over the net. Novak the other way for Pittsburgh. Runs right into a hip check from Matt Grzelcyk as he crosses the Hawk blue line. Hawks take the puck back. Lardis outlets to Levshunov at center ice. This is off his stick to the Penguin blue line. Moore had the puck for a moment. We get a whistle as the play is whistled down, ruled offside anyway. They'll face it off at center ice. 17:43 is left in period number 3. Still 7-2 Pens.
You know, John, I had to do a little more research on Justin Brazeau, and, you know, another great story because undrafted, spent 5 years in the minors before he got into his first game with the Boston Bruins, and then he scored in his first game with Boston. And I looked back to this year. He signed a two-year, $3 million contract with the Pittsburgh Penguins this offseason. And what a start to the season. He had his first game. He had 2 goals. His next game he had a goal. So he had 3 goals in his first couple of games. Unfortunately got injured about 3 weeks into the season.
And his hat-trick goal was a career high for him. Get an icing here against the Pittsburgh Penguins. They'll bring it back into the pen zone. This will be in the circle to Sheloff's his right. Well, I would think that a kid like Brazeau, especially performing as he has here tonight, I mean, I think Dan Muse, the head coach, has got to be rethinking his responsibilities. You know, maybe get him out there when things aren't going so well for the Pens to see if he can get something turned around. Face-off circle to the right of Sheloff.
He's in a pretty prominent position on this team. He's a second-line guy. You know, Novak, not a bad centerman. Mantha, known, you know, for his ability. And we mentioned it right from the beginning of this hockey game. That was a noticeable line, and especially Brazeau with his size and the fact that he was, you know, winning a lot of loose pucks along the boards.
He's a former North Bay Battalion. Right? North Bay Battalion. Used to be the North Bay Centennials, remember?
That was a Tier 2 team, that's right.
That's right. Inside the Hawk zone along the left boards, Ryan Donato to the puck. Will angle it out to Burakovsky at center ice, who flings the puck off the boards into the Pittsburgh end. Once again, the Hawks get into a change. Witherspoon with a lead pass, misses a Chari stick at the Hawk blue line and goes all the way down. Whistle blows, icing once again.
It's funny, this Pittsburgh Penguin team had such a great start to the year. You know, prior to the injury to Evgeny Malkin, they were 14-7-5, which was good for 3rd in the Metro Division. Now, they're 7th in the Metro right now, but now they're just 3 points out of a wild card spot. So this is obviously a huge game for them. It would be a big victory, getting them, depending on the other scores tonight, getting them to within a point of a playoff spot.
By the way, Bears and 49ers tied at 14. I believe that game's still in the first half, out in San Fran. Colton Dock to a loose puck, head of the Hawk line at center ice, dishes back into the Hawk zone to Grzelcyk. We get a whistle on a hand pass. So Matt Grzelcyk, who came over to the Blackhawks after playing last season with these Pittsburgh Penguins, had a career season there, Steve. And I just shake my head sometimes thinking, you know, why would a guy that was that available and played that well, why would he be available that late in the summer? But he was.
A lot of people shocked, and as Jeff Blashill has told us many times, it was to their benefit. It was a good thing for the Blackhawks because Matt Grzelcyk has been indispensable this year on the back end.
He really has. Inside the Hawk zone, Crosby in the right wing corner. Put it behind the net to Brian Rust. Moves the puck to the left point. And it's shot across to Letang at the right point. He'll spin it down behind the Hawk net. Dickinson claims the puck, moves it up the right side to Slaggert. He's checked in front of the Penguins bench. We get a whistle stopping play. And is this going to be ruled offside, or what do we got, a hand pass? Not exactly sure. Some confusion on the ice.
Yeah, I was watching a little collision between Jason Dickinson and Sidney Crosby right in front of the Pittsburgh Penguins bench, and everything's fine. They were literally talking to each other afterwards. I was also watching an interaction between Matt Grzelcyk, the big hip check. That was an old-time hip check on Dewar, and I think the Dewar was chuckling about it a little later with Grzelcyk.
Vlasic fires the puck down the left side glass, in behind the Penguin net. Letang sticks it to the point. Crevier fires from there, blocked in front. This puck bounces out to Raquel. He'll clear to center ice. Vlasic wings it down the left side boards and in behind the Penguin net to the far corner to Chris Letang. Outlets to Brian Rust over the center ice circle. He'll carry into the Hawk zone. Sweeps the puck to the left wing boards, but Crosby had given up on the play. Dickinson to the puck. Carries the center ice up the right wing and backhands it down behind the Pens net.
Boy, body language tells you a lot. Sidney Crosby wanted that puck from Rust, and Rust did not pass it. And that's part of the reason that Sidney went offside. And boy, the look of disgust as he skated to the bench.
Now Kaiser steps into Novak as he crosses the Hawk blue line on the near side of the rink. Novak goes down. Kaiser's got the puck. Put it up the left wing side, but not out. Brazeau took it away at the right point and spins it down behind the net to the far corner. Murphy there to Lardis. Right wing side, Hawk blue line to Kaiser. Over the Penguin line. Passes on the right wing was intended for Moore. Now Green takes the puck back and from the top of the right circle fires. That hits Shea. And then Moore fires from the right circle and that goes wide behind the net. St. Ivan, he's spinning off a check. He'll send it up the near side. Held in by Levshunov for a moment at the left point, but now he's bothered by Brazeau, and the puck and Levshunov go to center ice. Levshunov put it back to Grizzly Hawk zone. Passing the puck ahead to Green at center ice, then to Moore, Penguin blue line. He'll spin it down behind the net. Sheloff stopping it there for Ryan Shea, and he'll carry to center ice. And from the right wing side, he put it down in behind the Hawk net. Levshunov to the puck. Passing up the right side, Teravainen, then to Donato, crossing the Penguin line on the right wing. Fed the slot for Levshunov, but doubling back was Koivunen to tie up Levshunov's stick so he couldn't get a shot away. Now the puck spun down ice by Grizzly to the left wing corner Penguin zone. Andre Burakovsky shot it in front, and it topples over the net, and now we get a whistle on a hand pass called here against the Hawks.
Yeah, Ryan Donato going hard to the net. Actually, I think he was trying to bank this in off his body, possibly into the open net, and instead offers his glove and to one of his teammates, so that's a hand pass. And as a result, the draw comes outside the blue line of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I got to tell you, every time I see one of our guys go to the net hard and looking to try and get into that situation where he uses his body to deflect the puck past the opposing goaltender, I think of Andrew Shaw back in the 2015 playoffs in Anaheim. Shaw's using the crown of his helmet to headbutt the puck into the Anaheim net, and it was ruled no goal, but boy, it gave us some comedic relief for a while.
Oh, yeah. And then the famous shin pad goal, too.
Yeah.
And I believe that might have been an overtime goal.
It was. It was against the Boston Bruins. It was in Game 1 of the 2013 Stanley Cup Final, and Michael Rosabal was the one that fired the shot. I think it was in double overtime, in fact.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah. Back at the Penguin line. Kulak with a lead pass for Achari, Hawk blue line. Stick lifted off the ice by Crevier. Here's Vlasic skating at the center ice and over the Penguin blue line. Vlasic on the left wing side. Works his way to the corner, ran out of room. He was checked, but then got the puck back in the corner. Penalty coming up here to the Pens. St. Ivan, he's going to go off, too, for tripping, and the Hawks are going to get their third Sitco power play on the night. We'll have it for you when we return. 13:15 left in period 3, 7-2 Pens. Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Getting health insurance that fits your budget isn't easy.
At Get Covered Illinois, we are here to help.
We are the state's official health insurance marketplace.
A place where health insurers compete for your business. A website where you can compare multiple health plans and pricing in one place.
And where you can connect to financial help and free in-person assistance.
Because you deserve insurance. GetCoveredIllinois.gov. We're here to help.
Give people a place to gather and make fire the focal point of your home again. With a majestic fireplace or insert, you'll enjoy the warmth and ambiance of fire with contemporary style and the latest technology. Whether you're looking for wood, electric, or gas, indoors or out, Majestic offers a broad range of sizes and styles. Visit their showroom on Bowes Road in Elgin or call for a free estimate. 847-741-5903. 847-741-5903. House of Fireplaces, giving you a warm feeling since 1953.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
It's Alex Vlasic. Catch every Blackhawks game on WGN Radio. Back to Blackhawks hockey.
Welcome back to the United Center. Pittsburgh holds a 7-2, a commanding 7-2 lead over the Chicago Blackhawks, but the home team is on the power play, and the Pittsburgh Penguins overall 14th best penalty killing unit in the NHL. On the road, well, they're the 13th best, so a little better on the road than they are at home.
Yeah. Well, this is a Sitco power play. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Sitco. Download the app now to start saving. Draw circle to the left of Sheloff's. Green against Lazat on the drop of the puck. And Green digs it out with the stick, put it back to the right point. Grizzlick there to Moore, to Grizzlick high slot, down to Moore, bottom of the left circle. Fed a pass up the slot. Lardis caught it, leaves it there for Grizzlick. Here's Grizzlick now to the right point. Put it down to Doc, right wing corner. Back to Lardis on the half boards, back to Doc, to the high slot. Grizzlick sends one toward the net, blocked in front by Kulak. And the puck claimed by Lizotte, and he'll clear it all the way down.
Well, Kulak made it look easy. That's a dangerous play as a defenseman, I can tell you. He blocked that with his stick. That puck was about 16 inches off the ice, so he picked it perfectly out of midair and got it down the ice.
Now Green sends Lardis into the Penguin zone with the puck, but the play is whistled down on the offside. So now 1:17 left on the Hawk power play. 7-2 Pittsburgh.
Mentioned Brent Kulak, former Edmonton Oiler, and I don't know if it was a separate deal, John, but he did come over around the same time as Stuart Skinner. We'll have to do a little research on that, but he's been a real nice fit with Chris Letang. He and Chris Letang have found some chemistry here, and old 58 and number 77 Brett Kulak have been very good together.
I'm going to look that up for you, Steve, and get you the answer. Hockey DB, I love you guys. Oh, man. Traded from the Edmonton Oilers with Stuart Skinner and a round 2 pick in 2029 draft for Tristan Jarry and Samuel Poulin. Poulin. I knew I'd get that right.
And I love Hockey DB too.
There's a shot from Levshunov from the high slot. Blocked. Donato got it back in the slot. To Burakovsky left circle. Fires toward the net. Blocked by Achari. Burakovsky got it back to Donato in the slot. He tried to turn and fire. That shot was partially blocked by Shea. Letang will clear the puck down for the Pens. Penguins change up their penalty-killing quartet. Here's Levshunov casually gaining the Hawk line. Got it ahead to Burakovsky at center. And he'll wing it down in behind the Penguin net. Taken away right corner by Donato. To the line, Levshunov held it in there. Had to dive to do it. To Bertuzzi. Put it over to the right point. Teravainen whips the puck down to the corner, but this is picked off by the Penguins. Wotherspoon, he'll clear it down.
There's times Artie Levshunov just has to be a little smarter with his stick. Now, I know it's a hard pass coming from Ryan Donato, but there's no way that should explode off his stick. And an opportunity to get another shot towards the net kind of ruined there. And they had to chase down their own end to get a loose puck.
Penguins are 3 for 3 on the penalty kill here tonight. Hawks 0 for 3 on the power play. Inside the Penguin zone in the right wing corner. Foligno battling for the puck. Worked out to the right point. Crevier to Vlasic left point. He'll fire, and Sheloffs is down with a butterfly save. Corrals the puck with the glove. Holds it. Face-off circle to his right. No change in the score. And for the Blackhawks, they've got it down to 15 shots on goal. I think that number might be a little inaccurate, but now they adjust it to 17.
There you go. And Arthur Shelovs, I think he's been pretty good. And I can remember, John, when he burst on the scene with the Vancouver Canucks. And I believe his first NHL start was in the playoffs.
I think that's right.
Yeah, it might have even been against the Nashville Predators. So, he had a great start to this year. We mentioned earlier, then went through a dry spell, but seems to have found his game again.
Foligno working against Crosby behind the Penguin net, then over to the right wing corner. Foligno falls, but pokes the puck behind the net, left wing corner, Slaggert. And he put it out to Vlasic, left point. Sends it down behind the net around to the right wing boards. Crevier, who returns it back around, and then Vlasic snaps one in for the left point. Deflected wide by Slaggert. Crevier held it in at the line. Pats the puck in behind the Penguin net. Foligno's got it there. Here's Foligno trying to back up into the left wing corner, then center the puck. This is now picked off by the Penguins, Sidney Crosby. Crosby with a pass up the right wing to Shea. He'll send it off of Rustin down in behind the Hawk net. Connor Murphy gathers it in there for the Hawks. And to Wyatt Kaiser, then to Ryan Green. To Murphy, Hawk line right wing. Bank pass ahead for Lardis. Misses him and deflects down behind the net. Kulak will give it a ride around to the near corner. And Letang tried to move it out. Picked off by Green. A nice play to Lardis. Top of the right circle. Tried to flip it down in front for Moore. But Letang picks off this pass. Skates the puck to center ice and then drops it off the Hawk blue line. Green there. Shot it to the Penguin line. Letang took it back. Now Letang turns it over, Hawk line, Kaiser. To Moore, breaking down the left wing side. Penguin zone, fires a shot, chest save made. Lardis grabs the rebound and fires, and Sheloffs is down in front of that as well. Gloves the puck, holds on, whistle stops play. Another day at the office. 9:23 left in period number 3. 7-2 in favor of the Pens. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, it's Connor Bedard. Get the hometown call all season long on WGN Radio.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, and I want to guarantee you a breakdown-free winter. Did you know that a dirty furnace costs more to operate and can lead to higher utility bills and untimely breakdowns? Now is the time to schedule your Four Seasons furnace tune-up and save $50. A Four Seasons furnace tune-up includes a 35-point inspection, complete cleaning, and we calibrate every component of your furnace. So call today.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Get Jassified and enjoy terrific holiday savings at Bob Jass Chevrolet in Elburn. Shop now and save with 0% APR financing for 36 months on a new 26 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. And get that feeling of saving more and being treated better. That's Jassified, and it only happens at Bob Jass Chevrolet in Elburn, next to Reams Meat Market. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Plus tax, title, license, and dock fee to qualified buyers with approved credit based on $27.78 per 1,000 finance. See dealer for details. Expires 1/5/26.
Hey hockey fans, it's Troy Murray. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing, the #1 premium composite decking brand, tough enough to handle anything. It looks like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industrial-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time.
Welcome back to the United Center. Blackhawks trail late in this hockey game. And Ryan Green set to take an offensive faceoff deep in the Pittsburgh zone.
And we got the update on the scoreboard here. The Bears and the 49ers locked up in a real taffy pull out in San Francisco, 21-all. Lardis intercepts an outlet pass to Green. Now to Lardis, right circle, snaps it in on goal, and she lost down with a butterfly save. Whistle stops, play another face-off in the Penguin zone. And one thing that's encouraging to me, Steve, about young Nick Lardis is that he is not afraid to shoot the puck.
No, he's not, and he can fire a puck. And, boy, what a couple of weeks it's been for Nick Lardis. He played his first ever NHL game on December 13th here against the Detroit Red Wings against his boyhood idol, Patrick Kane. And then, literally a week later, scored his first NHL goal against the Ottawa Senators. And then last night, scored his first ever shootout game-winning goal against the Dallas Stars. So I think tonight's probably an important night for him, too, playing against Sidney Crosby. I don't know for a fact, but I'm sure he was a huge Sidney Crosby fan growing up.
I think that's a safe given. St. Ivany for the Penguins in front of the penalty boxes. Strokes the puck down behind the Hawk net off the boards. Lefshinoff scoops it up the left wing to Moore, who slaps it off the left side boards to the Penguin blue line. Hustling play by Landon Slaggert to race in and try and take it away from Ryan Shea of the Pens. But Shea kept it at bay and put it behind the net to Crosby. Moves it up the left wing side, and St. Ivany deflects the puck off into the Hawk zone. Hawks get it back. Classic to Bertuzzi over the Penguin blue line on the left wing. Had the puck stripped away by Raquel. Head to Crosby, and he'll just dump it down into the Hawk end. Back to get it Crevier, who shot the puck to the Penguin line, and Letang spun it back to center ice. Dickinson brought it back across the Penguin blue line. Offside is the call.
Landon Slaggert still giving it his all. Keep in mind, last night he was a very noticeable Blackhawk player. He had 1 assist in the game, but he had 5 hits, which was a team high.
Yeah.
And Landon Slaggert, a long line of Slaggerts. His dad played at the University of Notre Dame. His older brother, Graham Slaggert, played there. He was drafted by the Maple Leafs and currently plays in Rochester. And Carter Slaggert, his younger brother, plays at the University of Notre Dame. He's a senior there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I think there's another brother coming up. I got to double check my notes on that, but I think there's one other Slaggert, and he is slated to play at the University of Notre Dame.
Now Doc intercepts an outlet pass from Letang. Cuts back through the slot and fires, and that shot goes wide. In behind the net, now Dickinson has the puck pressed against the dasher with his skate. It's pulled free and taken back by the Penguins anyway. Now to Crosby in the near corner. He'll stick it behind his net up the left wing side. Rust has the puck in front of the benches at center ice. He gains the Hawk blue line and then dumps it down behind the net off the inboards. Alex Vlasic picks up the puck and skates it out to center ice. Vlasic then backhands it into the Penguin zone, but right to Wotherspoon. He moves it over to St. Ivany, and he'll advance the puck down into the Hawk zone, and Vlasic recovers behind the net and then snaps one off the near shelf and all the way down. Icing is going to be called here against the Hawks. Down to 7:04 left in period number 3. 23-20 the shots favoring the Penguins. They're just doing mop-up duty right now, leading by 5 goals.
Yeah, I think they learned their lesson. You know, they've been burned a couple of times having big leads in the third period, and they're just playing very safe hockey right now. They're keeping the puck in front of them. They're not taking any chances. And they're making it really tough for Chicago to get second and third opportunities on Sheloffs.
Ben Kindle on this face-off for Pittsburgh. Lost the puck. Hawks get it back. Teravainen to center ice. Floats a pass down the left wing for Donato. Donato to the corner. Sent it behind the net. Burakovsky, right wing corner. Put it out to the line for Kaiser. The pass deflected on the way through to Kaiser. He did well to keep it on the blue line with escape, but as a consequence to that action, lost it to center ice. Kaiser now put the puck over to Murphy. Pass ahead, Teravainen to Burakovsky, breaking into the Penguin zone. To Kaiser, left wing circle. The Murphy high slot, over to Teravainen, back to Murphy. Look out, he fires a haymaker over the net. That was a screaming eagle. Ryan Donato was in the area, might have caught one up high. That could have been bad.
Really good puck movement, though, by the Blackhawks. Literally around the perimeter, then back to the middle of the ice where Connor Murphy teed it up. Unfortunately, just put it a little high.
Now in the left wing corner. Kindle works the puck free. Up the right wing side to St. Ivany. He'll clear down to the Hawk blue line. Connor Murphy waiting for the puck. The Penguins in a line change. Hawks doing likewise. Murphy drops it to Kaiser between the circles, Hawk zone. Kaiser to Levshunov at center ice on the right wing to Foligno at the Penguin blue line, and he'll backhand it down to the right wing corner. Then it comes free. Here's Foligno in front, deking, and couldn't get a clean shot away. Puck is knocked away, but held in by Levshunov right point. He put it down the boards. Kulak took it away and clears it off the boards. This ends up tumbling into the Penguin bench. 5:33 left in period number 3. 7-2 in favor of the Penguins. Come on back for the end of the game right after this. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, Chicago Blackhawks fans! I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, a win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The action is heating up. The NFL playoff race is in full swing. College Bowl season is here. And there's never been a better moment to jump into the action with Circa Sports Illinois. Circa delivers high limits, low holds, and unmatched customer service. Built for people who want to win big. From NBA and NHL action to college bowls and the NFL playoff push, Circa Sports has you covered. Don't wait. Download the Circa Sports Illinois app today at circasports.com.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name. And the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg. Designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Hey, it's Jeremy Roenick here. I think it's time we heard more horn. Back to the boys.
Well, I'm glad we have fact checkers, John, because I was wrong. The three Slaggert brothers are the only Slaggerts who play hockey. Graham, Landon here in Chicago, and Carter, who's still at the University of North Dakota. So my bad. Don't know who I was thinking of, but just the three boys, and they're all excellent hockey players, and more importantly, better people.
Yeah, they are.
Really good people.
They certainly are. When you think of brother combinations from the United States, the Broughton brothers come to mind for me.
Yeah, I think of the Hughes brothers.
And the Hughes brothers, another good comparison, yeah. Paul Broughton, Neil Broughton, Aaron Broughton. You said Aaron was the best of the three. I don't know. Neil was pretty darn good. Now back at center ice, Achari's got the puck, breaks into the Hawk zone, left wing circle, and fires, and a pad save made by Knight. And Levshunov was on his side. He knocked the puck free to the corner. Penguins get it back, however. Chari from the right point put it down behind the net. And Levshunov took it there now and strokes it up the right boards. This is past Kulak and down into the Penguin zone. In front of the net, this is Ryan Shea. Over to Brett Kulak, who played in the 2 Cup finals against the Florida Panthers for the Edmonton Oilers. He shot the puck to the Hawk line. Murphy sends Lardis down the left wing into the Penguin zone, and he snaps a shot through the crease and wide. Moore along the right boards. Tried to flip it back from Murphy. Mantha broke that up. The puck deflects into the Hawk zone, and Moore tracks it down. Lead pass ahead. Lardis over the Penguin line, left wing to Ryan Green, left point. Wyatt Kaiser through the high slot, leaving it there for Moore, who poke checks it away now in the right wing corner. Moore put it behind the net. Lardis got the puck left corner. Out to Kaiser, left point. Sweeps it to Murphy. Now to the high slot. Lardis, he'll fire. That deflects wide of the net. Lardis got the puck back along the right sideboards. Tried to put it to the corner. Picked off by the Pens. And then doubling back. Green took it away at center ice. Gave the puck to Kaiser. Breaks into the Penguin zone to the right wing sideboards. Turns and fires one in on goal. And a glove save made by Sheloffs. He'll hold on to the puck. 3:47 now left in regulation. 7-2. Favor the Pens.
Well, Jeff Blashill is going to do some head scratching, I think, along with the rest of the coaching staff after this hockey game. And, well, it's been a recurring theme on the second game of back-to-backs. And outplayed pretty badly in this one. In fact, if you look at the 4 back-to-backs they played so far, the second game of the back-to-back, they've been outscored 27-6, which, that's a big number. That's literally 7 goals against per game. And, of course, the game against Buffalo, they put up 9. The game in Anaheim, they got 7 scored on them, 7 again here tonight.
Yeah, out on the West Coast. They got outscored in that pair of games by the Kings and Ducks, 13-1. And that was coming off of what I felt was a pretty impressive road victory in L.A., where the Blackhawks had beaten the Kings in the first of the 2 games out there, and then back-to-back whammies.
Yeah, you've got to learn how to, I guess, manage the game more than anything, and especially in the second game of the back-to-back. You just got to make it sure you're going short, going simple, and, simplifying things. And I don't think they've been able to do that so far this year.
Ryan Donato weaving down the right wing, Penguin zone, stopping in the corner. Back past the left shin off of the line, then over to Teravainen. He'll skate over to the top of the left circle and fire a wrist shot that slides wide. Puck ends up at center ice, front of the benches. Sam Lafferty, who initially came to the Blackhawks in a trade for Alex Nylander, former Penguin. Swept the puck into the Pen zone. The Pens clear their end. Kendall to center ice. Strokes it down the boards behind the Hawk net. As he eludes Knight, ends up in the far corner to Levshunov. He'll poke the puck behind the net, near corner Matt Grzelcyk. Lead pass was intended for Donato, but picked off at the Penguin blue line by Connor Dewar. Dewar to Kulak between the circles. To St. Ivany. And he'll stick it ahead off the boards deep into the Hawk zone. Colton Dock far corner, whips it behind the net and up the near side. And taken away in the corner now by Dewar of the Pens. Put it in behind the Hawk net. Connor Murphy took it away. He passes up the right side at center ice to Lafferty. Noel Acciari took it back for the Penguins. Flips the puck down to the inboards, Hawk in. And Grzelcyk now battling with Novak. Put the puck free up the right side. Lafferty will carry. Move it ahead to Dock. Over the Penguin line, down the left wing. He's pushed into the boards in the corner by St. Ivany. And put the puck in behind the net. And now Lizotte will skate it to center ice. And Lizotte just does avoid a check from Nick Foligno as he dumps the puck down the left boards into the Hawk zone and heads onto the bench. Oliver Moore breaking back through center over the Penguin line on the left wing. A toe drag and a shot. That's into the breadbasket of Sheloff. It's been that kind of a night for the Hawks. That's the 23rd shot on goal. The Penguins have been very successful in shots on goal here tonight. 7 goals on 24 volleys.
Yeah, and there's no rest for this team either. The Chicago Blackhawks scheduled to practice tomorrow. We've got a big game against the New York Islanders coming up on Tuesday. And these Pittsburgh Penguins, well, they'll travel home after tonight's game. And they've got Carolina and Detroit coming up, some Eastern Conference foes.
Well, we'll get our first look at Matthew Schaefer, the number 1 pick in last year's draft. He's playing outstandingly for the Islanders this year. I don't know if you've seen any of his games, Steve, but the kid's got some wheels.
Yeah, I've never watched the full game, but I have watched the highlights. His skating is what just jumps out at me. It's just he's an effortless skater, and boy, he covers a lot of space with just effortless strides.
I would say right now he's the odds-on favorite for the Calder Trophy as NHL Rookie of the Year. Moore put the puck in front for Green. He tried to get a shot away. And Brian Rust got a stick in there, and as Green shot the puck, his stick broke in half. Penguins get the puck back. Ryan Shea with it in the circle to Sheloff's his right. Shea will just back skate in behind his net for a moment. Then carry it ahead, move it ahead on the right wing to Novak. He's over the Hawk blue line. Spins it down the boards to the corner. Murphy caught the puck there. Murphy battling with Brazo, and then Brazo had a stick lifted behind the Hawk net by Dickinson, who backhands to center ice. Bertuzzi, he hasn't quit playing. He tried to get to the puck, and he does. He shoots, he scores!
Wow.
And is this going to count? The green light is on behind the Penguin net, as is the red light. No
count.
time on the clock.
You know, if that puck doesn't hit the broken stick, John, he doesn't get to that, and he doesn't score the goal.
On an otherwise dismal night, Tyler Bertuzzi.
Oh, that's a goal.
Scoring the last goal of the game.
Yeah.
And for Tyler, that ties Connor Bedard for the team goal-scoring lead with 19.
Well, as I mentioned, there was a broken stick on the ice. You pointed it out. Ryan Green broke the stick on a previous shot. If it doesn't hit the stick, the defenseman gets to it. Ivany can't. Bertuzzi can. And a great shot. High riser over the shoulder of Sheloff's. And there was 0.6 of a second left when he scored, so that will stand. And
so they're going to mark that goal at 19:59 and 0.6 of a second.
I don't know why they're waiting.
And the crowd that has stayed, the fans that have stayed, were witness to something you don't see very often. A buzzer-beating goal. And I know that the boys are not too happy with the way this one ended. Pittsburgh wins tonight 7-6.